and welcome to episode 5.
Six.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of You Meet in a Tavern presents Void. Everybody, we won't get through that. Joe, I think you're up for a What Happened Last Time on. Take it away.
On You Meet in a Tavern presents Void. What happened last time? Shit. Oh, we got our asses kicked. We got our asses kicked by some trainers, some punk-ass kid named Max who had 3 starters from different generations. He had a Bulbasaur, he had a Totodile, and a... What was the fire type?
Chimchar,
that's what it was. And he whooped our ass. We were already low on health from the battle before in episode 4, and we got absolutely crushed. We blacked out and found ourselves in this van. We were like locked up in the back. Military police were taking us somewhere. We have no idea. And then all of a sudden, through this fog, a Steelix smashed into the van, flipped the whole thing in a very awesome slow motion-esque scene. And it turned out to be Geneva and Team Void rescuing us from whatever was going to happen to us. So we hightailed it back to the base, where Geneva kind of questioned us about what happened on the mission. We lost the electromagnetic radar and schematics without destroying it because we forgot that was what we were supposed to do. And Geneva kind of rushed off in a hurry to go find the boss, leaving us to fuck around in the casino, basically. And that's where it ended.
That is pretty accurate. It ended with y'all hitting the hay, I believe. So real quick, before we jump back into the story, I would like for you all to level up your Pokemon, please. And should be fairly quick with the Pokemon 5e app. And then just let us know kind of some of the key changes. Obviously, you'll get your HP boost and all that good stuff. But let us know maybe a new move you might select, something along those lines.
And how do I even do that? Edit?
Go to edit and then level up +1. It should...
Okay.
Automatically update your health.
Yep. And we don't get new moves, do we?
You'll have to check them, maybe.
Yeah, the only thing that happens in the system when you level up to 3, you still have access to starting moves and level 2 moves. You're allowed to switch them at level ups if you didn't like it. I'm good with mine, but you also get what's called a control upgrade, which in the system lets you control higher species rating Pokemon, so more Pokemon, more powerful Pokemon. In D&D 5e, there's this thing called CR, which kind of tells you the difficulty of the monster you're fighting, and it's similar in Pokemon. So you're able to control more powerful Pokemon at level 3.
Hashtag critter rating.
Right.
Cool. Further question. Should I go ahead, this can be off the record, should I go ahead and add Gothita to my team?
Not yet.
Okay.
There is no off the record. Everything's on the record.
That's true. Patreons.
Now it is.
Listen up.
I do need to take just one moment, actually, myself.
Well, I got something, because we overnight, we bond with the Pokemon as well, since we all only have one. Don't forget to add 10 temporary HP to Pokemon of your choice, and then you also get an inspiration point. And I thought about this last episode, the end of the last episode, and June would have definitely, like, as she was going to bed, taken out Bud, because she basically let him down. I mean, Bud fainted, crushed against her skull, knocked her out, but she knew Bud was done for. So she kind of releases Bud at the foot of her bed, and Bud is zonked out. I mean, he's not unconscious, but he is just exhausted from the fight, from the whole day, probably the most action he's ever seen. And she kind of wraps the blanket around his back so that only his mouth is showing, and he's snoring away. And she just whispers down to him, and she says, "I won't let this happen again, Bud. I'm not going to let you down." And she drifts off to sleep.
Anybody else want to do anything with their pokes before we jump back in? Kind of to wrap up the last episode to transition into this one.
Jimmy does something kind of similar, and he's just like, Lenny, my friend, you got your ass kicked. Believe it or not, and you may not believe it, I've gotten my ass kicked a lot in my life. And we're going to get through it, and we're going to make sure it doesn't happen again. He gives him a little scratch on the, I don't know, he's got like sort of this weird lobe on his head. I can't tell if that's his hair or if he has a protruding kind
Probably
of
get that
lobe.
checked out.
Yeah, we're gonna give him a little scratch and ruffle of that, whatever part of his body that is. Like a beluga whale. He uses it to sense echolocation. You might not know that about timbers.
Well, we do now.
Thank goodness.
Okay, so you guys are all, as I mentioned, kind of the way your sleeping quarters are set up, there's like a common room, and then each of you have a closed door bedroom off of that center room. And all of your watches chirp at the same time. And it's, what did we say the noise was? Oh, yeah, so
That's what it was.
all the watches go beep, beep, boop, beep, boop. Pretty edit that in. And
We literally, it's good. We're good every time. We'll do it.
I'll just randomly pitch it to somebody to make the watch noise. Actually, also, if you're using your watch to communicate to somebody else, you have to make that noise.
Nice.
So that's part of the story now. Anyways, so beep, beep, boop, beep, beep. And it's Geneva, and she goes, I have an update. Let me, I didn't write this out because I had no idea how we were going to actually approach this. So let me think for a second.
Just gonna say Mortimer's been up for like 3 hours. Early riser. Early to bed, early rise.
Totally fair. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop. Meet me in the null and void in an hour. We have some conversations. We have some conversations? Scratch that. What an asshole.
We have some conversation.
Somebody set up us the bomb.
To
I
converse.
have some conversation hearts.
Let me just... the problem is I don't have enough beer in me, maybe. I don't know. All right. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop. Meet me in the null and void in an hour. We have more conversations to have. Okay, one more time.
Perfect.
Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop. Meet me at the null and void in an hour.
Okay. Are we going to conversate?
Yeah,
Perhaps
we're
multiple
gonna have
times.
some
That's just it.
conversation.
Meet me at the null and void. Literally, you just hear, meet me at the null and void in an hour.
Okay.
That's all. And it just like the line cuts off.
You don't have to make the sound.
Yeah, it makes the sound. You don't have to make the sound. Okay, so that was 20 minutes of our first episode. Welcome back.
Okay, so June gets the message on her watch, immediately pops up. She's probably already been like up nursing her wounds from the day before, just kind of like scratching at her head, like stretching out. Aaron is still passed out, so she kind of smiles and sucks him back into the Pokeball, and they head down.
Jimmy heads down. He does not put Lenny back in the Pokeball. They just stroll down together.
Okay.
Mortimer was already at the null and void having coffee. Early riser. He got the message. He was already there.
He sleeps like 4 hours a night.
He went to bed at like 8. He fell asleep. He fell asleep playing slots.
At the slot machine. Just...
Yeah.
Okay, so Geneva walks in and sees that you're already there with just a massive cup of coffee, and she takes a seat. You obviously, June, Jimmy, you guys roll in and kind of take a seat at the bar. You guys are more than welcome to, or not, excuse me, not the bar, at the table. Kind of the same corner table you guys have been at the last couple times. And the first thing she does is she goes, Jimmy, and she like kind of snaps her fingers and kind of out of her sleeve rolls out a void Pokeball. She goes, here's your Gothita. It took a lot of work to crack that other Pokeball open. Fortunately, the technology was similar to ours. Unfortunately, I think it had a stress. I think it like encouraged stress onto Gothita, and she's not very happy. So you got a level 2 Gothita.
Who hates me. That's okay. We'll make friends.
So a level 2 Gothita with the hardy nature, which might be why she was able to kind of be extracted out of this Pokeball effectively. But the kind of the downside of this process on this Gothita, not only did she lose kind of some of her overall strength, is going to have to build that back up, which is why she's lost a level, obviously compared to what you all encountered. But you're gonna have to check the how your Pokemon are interacting with you, and from the middle where you would start with a Pokemon, you have to drop down a level with Gothita.
Loyalty
So-
at -1.
So the loyalty is at a negative
I
one.
don't know what that means.
Yeah. So the base loyalty is 0. So Gothita is at a -1.
Yeah, so the -1 loyalty is upset. Upset Pokemon hold a small grudge against their trainers that affects them in battle. Pokemon at this level add -1 to any saving throw they make. And that should be automatically calculated in the app.
Okay. Real quick, Tins, if you don't mind, if you could just kind of give us the base rundown of kind of Gothita, maybe some HP, the moves it has.
Gothita is like a little, like I said, sort of like a toddler goth Betty Boop is how I would describe her. Kind of like a black and white striped body with white bows, kissy lips. She knows Pound, Confusion, Fake Tears. Fake an opponent out with superficial tears, lowering their defenses. They must make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failure, all attacks are given a +5. All attacks on that target are given a +5 bonus.
So as you guys battle with a group, like that's incredibly strong.
Sick.
Yeah. And Tickle. You turn your melee attack into a playful tickle. As a bonus action at the end of the turn in which you use a melee attack, force an opponent to make a con saving throw against your move DC. On a failure, the target flinches. Fun.
All right. So, Geneva instructs you. You'll want to register that Pokeball to your watch. And again, that's just a matter of scanning the ball into your watch. The watch is bound to you. The Pokeball is bound to the watch. So that's how you are effectively registered as the owner of that Pokemon.
Cool.
Moving.
I take her out of the Pokeball.
Okay. So Gothita kind of materializes kind of on top of the table, and she's literally just giving you the.
I try to give her a little pat on the head.
She like
in a friendly way.
She like kind of pitches her shoulder and kind of leans away from you, and just with a scowl, just.
I put my hands up in a defensive posture, like, hey, didn't mean anything by it, and I buy her a beer. Me and Timber are drinking a beer apiece.
Okay, so this AM meeting, just gripping and ripping beers. Geneva sees the beers come over, and like Mankey smashes Primate smashes them in between you and Timber, and then like looks at both of you, and then looks at Geneva, and she just shrugs, and he just goes back to the bar, and you very loudly hear. Ricketts say, I think they've got a problem.
Just a little hair of the dog, Ricketts. Just a little hair of the dog.
Geneva hands the Pokeball to Jimmy, and she's kind of like getting her notebook back out, getting ready to look at kind of her notes, probably from the conversation with the big boss the day before. And she goes, oh, I totally forgot. And she turns to you, June, and she says, Pierre-Luc wanted me to hand this to you. And she puts a Team Void Ball onto the table, and she goes, I'm not too sure what this is, but I'm going to need you all to exchange in one of your extra Void Balls because you're essentially getting another one. Does that make sense?
I got you.
So,
yeah, because the Staryu's already housed in a Pokeball.
Correct.
Okay.
So Tens.
And is this one different?
No, so all of the Void Balls are that black sheen with the V, the purple V in it, and I'll add a silver band kind of in the middle of the ball where it would crack open. That's a little flair I'm adding right now.
Love it.
Yeah, so obviously this gives you a sense of like these aren't commonplace. It's difficult to come across them. Maybe explains why a lot of Void members don't have a plethora of Pokemon. So those are kind of the feelings that are going through your mind as you each turn in an empty Void Ball back to Geneva. Joe, you submitted 5 Pokemon to me. And
I did.
I'm going to read those out real quick. Geodude, Machop, Tyrogue, Cubone, and Houndour.
Yeah, you said pick a few fighting, pick a few not fighting, but still strong in what June might want.
Correct. So if we recall from the last episode, the conversation with Pierre-Luc was, I want something kind of scrappy, tough, kind of sinewy, fighting is kind of the thing. So, and he said, I'll get you something that I think you'll like. He didn't specify that it would necessarily be a fighting type. So in the context of Pokemon are difficult to come by, you might not get exactly what you want. So since there's 5 on a 1, so there's going to be 1 will be Geodude, 2 will be Machop, 3 will be Tyrogue, 4 will be Cubone, 5 will be Houndour, and 6 will be a reroll.
Okay. You want me to roll or you roll?
I'm gonna roll it right here, real quick.
Okay.
So that is a 2. So Machop.
Sick.
So you'll have a level 1 Machop.
That's funny coming from Pierre-Luc, who has a Machamp.
And I keep that in mind as maybe a conversation piece with Pierre-Luc moving down. You mentioned fighting type, and he said it might. I think you'll be happy with what you get. Joe, since it's starting at level 1, I'm gonna allow you to choose its nature.
Oh snap! Okay, let's go with energetic.
Okay. So give us the quick rundown of what a energetic Machop is like, please.
All right. So level 1 Machop, energetic nature. Boy or girl? I guess I could roll for that.
It's a what is Aaron?
Aaron's
a male.
Aaron's a boy. Yep.
I'm gonna roll for it. 1 through 3 will be a boy. 4 through 6 a girl.
Okay.
It's a 1. So Machop
Boy.
is a boy.
Another male. Okay. So at level 1, Machop gets 3 moves: Leer, Low Kick, and Focus Energy. Focus Energy kind of amps up its ability to crit. Leer, I think, lowers an attack of an opposing Pokemon, and Low Kick is a pretty standard fighting type move.
Beautiful.
Another thing that we should talk about too. I don't know if you want to. So a lot of Pokemon get like multiple abilities. So are you giving us all the abilities available to them, or are we?
For the sake of you guys having some control of forming the complexities of your team, I'm gonna allow you guys to choose the abilities on your Pokemon.
Okay.
This is going to go for obviously your starter as well as the new ones you guys get. That's the one thing you guys will get to control.
Okay.
Well, wait, I already have them.
But only one.
You choose one of the 2, Tins.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, I didn't know that. I forgot that Timber had 2, so I haven't been using either one of them.
I'm picking Guts for Machop and Sturdy for Aaron.
That being said, I think that resolves all of the kind of Pokemon-based activities from the night before. Does that sound right?
Yep.
So Geneva pulls out her notebook once she, gives you back her Pokemon. She pockets the other 2 Pokeballs you guys, the Void Balls you guys returned. And she begins to read a little bit. And she goes, so the good news is you guys get to stay on. Our intel was bad. Obviously, this was far more involved than we anticipated when we sent you out. This shouldn't have been something that you guys were tasked to do. Kanos is looking into who this Max character is. He's looking into what the tie is between the scientist and the electromagnetic radar, and the fact that their Pokeballs had the government symbol on. That's being studied. But that being said, we can't fault you for not performing under a set of circumstances we didn't know we were putting you in.
Yes, we did perform flawlessly. I agree.
She rolls her eyes and continues. So this is what we call the threshold point for people in Team Void. Obviously, you have the tattoos. We've brought you up to a certain point, but everything from now on moving forward is going to jump a lot deeper. And I need to make sure you guys are here with us, convinced of what you're doing, whatever purpose you have here, and whatever direction we're providing you, that you'll be able to go out and do it to the best of your ability and put our bigger goals, our bigger vision in front of your own personal success. So I just want to level set with you all and make sure that we're all on the same page. And she turns to Mortimer first, and doesn't ask for your acknowledgement, but just takes a look to read your body language to see what you say or do.
Mortimer is extremely hyper. All right, he's been up since like 5. He's drinking coffee. His leg under the table's bouncing, and he's just sitting there like nodding along. Like he's ready to go. He needs to get up and move around, but he can't. He's old.
Mortimer, I like your enthusiasm. Looks like you're in. She rolls over to June, who Geneva kind of feels that just June has maybe the most or the deepest tie to the cause. Just a feeling she's picking up. So she doesn't expect to get a lot of flack from June. So she just kind of rolls by June to kind of see if there's an affirmation there.
She's just kind of squinty-eyed, got a determined look on her face with her hands on her hips and just nods as she kind of looks over her.
And she shoots a glance over at over at Jimmy and his timber, Lenny, and the angry Gothita that's on the table.
Jimmy is sort of half paying attention. Him and Timber are like toasting Gothita, and Gothita is her beer is just sitting in front of her. She's not taking any of it as they just clink onto it. And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, I'm in."
She seems kind of like a little repulsed by your answer of like the nonchalantly like in. It's clearly a big deal for her, so the fact that you might not be as invested is kind of grinding her gears a little bit. She kind of flips through her notebook some more. I think it's a good time to level set with you all the origin of where the Team Void name comes from, where that inspiration was pulled from. And in her notebook unfolds almost as like a script that was maybe given to her of how to approach this conversation, or maybe she had like pre-written notes of failed times that she's tried to repeat this story, so she's just kind of unfolds this piece of paper. There's this old work of fiction that speaks of a man, Patrios, and a woman, Madeira, that yearned for control of heaven and earth. And this story is where we get the basis, or what we got the inspiration to name our group Team Void. These two amassed a magical power that could not be rivaled by anything on any plane in this story, and they transcended to gods. Together, they had 6 children with equally as impressive power. However, the 6 children took a liking to the mortals all over the planet. Over time, they grew distant of their parents and began to represent the emotions of the people to their parents, reflecting what they're experiencing from the planet back to their parents, the gods. The oldest, Elpida, was the beacon of hope in the face of the oppression the mortal people suffered. The second oldest, Kanos, fighting off the fear wrought by the blackness of night, ushering the wave of calm that comes with the dawn of a new day. Next came the twins, Amotus, representing the grit of the people, and Theros, representing their courage to endure. Following them, Penthos, who embodied the grief felt by the people of Earth and what the gods were putting the mortals through. And lastly, Astio, the jokester. As the story progresses, the children being softened to the people of Earth begin pleading with Patrios and Madeira to loosen the stranglehold and allow the people to live their lives as they want. Fearing a rebellion, the children are banished to the dark plane known as the Void. Years passed as the children worked diligently on a way to return to Earth and overthrow their parents. With the hope instilled by Elpida, the grit and courage of Amotus and Theros, the weight of grief for the people expressed by Penthos, and Astio keeping the mood light when surrounded by darkness, Kanos was finally able to navigate the void and concoct a plan home. The road home, however, was not one paved without loss. The sacrifice of a pure-hearted sibling would carve the path from the void to earth and then to the heavens so the soul could pass over. Astio, the young jokester, assumed this role, noting that the other purest soul, Elpida, will need to lead the siblings and the people against their parents. When the final breath left Astio's body, a light tore through the void, and the siblings were able to climb their way back to the mortal plane. The siblings rallied the people and were able to overcome and destroy Patrios and Madeira, restoring the earthly plane to a place of freedom and balance, all living creatures now having the opportunity to prosper. As you can imagine, when the founders of Team Void initially got together, they were able to draw quite a few comparisons to the siblings' quest and their own goals. The inspiration to name the team Void were pulled directly from the pages of that novel, as were the leader code names. The current leaders that have donned these mantles of the siblings are as follows. Elpida, the matriarch of Team Void, is stationed in Johto. Kanos is, of course, here in Kanto. Amodus and Theros are in Hoenn. Penthos is spearheading the campaign in Sinnoh. Lastly, you may or may not have seen him yet, but Astio is here in Kanto as well.
So, Geneva, is this are these titles within Void? Is this like is this just like a title? Is that like, can anybody be Kanos? Is that how
Yes.
that works? So
I mean, not anybody can be Kanos. You earn your way
Right.
to the top, but when one Kanos falls, the next person becomes Kanos.
I would think I now know my destiny within Team Void. I am one of 6 children. I slaved away in the mines, and I worked my way up out of the void. So I think I might just be the next Kanos.
You gotta live that long, Morty.
She looks over and she's like, "Okay, dude." And she's just kind of like boiling a little bit, like with rage. Just like to her, that statement you just made like rings so fucking hollow. And she looks at June and then like peers over at Jimmy, looks back at Mortimer, and she just flatly just drops her hands and she's like, "Listen, Mortimer, your wife believed in this cause, so we brought you in because the best way we can tie people to our cause is by finding a root source that may have tied them in other ways, i.e. family members. Your wife believed in this. I'd expect a little bit more panache. We drug you out of the fucking mines to be here. In Orberg, your future was bleak. There was nothing there for you. We're giving you an opportunity to do something that maybe you don't care about, but the person you cared about. And all of this seems to be, why look to the top when you guys can't even manage what's in front of you? Prove yourself once. Yes, you were faced odds.
You said yourself that you gave us faulty information. You sent us on basically what amounted to a suicide mission. The fact that we're even alive, all right, we're here.
What was the goal? If you couldn't leave with the electromagnetic radar and schematics, destroy them. You're telling me you didn't have the opportunity to do that? I find that hard to believe.
Mortimer certainly did not. You're right. I come from nothing, and I am here.
You're here because we put you here. Have a little bit more gusto in what's going on, and stop looking 10 miles ahead of you and start dealing with the tasks at hand. Jimmy, you're a fucking criminal. You're a fucking criminal. That all you care about is money.
You're also a criminal. Geneva, you kidnapped us. You can't say, "Oh, you're a criminal." You are a kidnapper. You personally are a kidnapper. You can't shame me for being a criminal, my friend. Try something else.
We brought you and at least gave you a positive avenue to direct your degeneracy into something that'll
Geneva,
actually.
We've been here for like 3 days. You're acting like I should be ready to lay my life on the line. I've been here for 3 days. Okay? I mean, I'm in.
You're
I'm in. What do you
a
want?
lowlife who steals. You're a lowlife who steals. We give you an easy way to earn money while making a difference. You have a place to stay. We're equipping you with things that you've never even imagined and power that is going to only grow. And I don't care if you don't believe in the cause, but we are checking all the boxes in the stupid shit that you pull during your life, except now we're giving it to you easy and we're putting you into a direction with a little bit of focus.
I'm in.
And
what are you doing? I'm in. I'm doing what you want me to do. It's just don't act like I owe you something.
Geneva
snaps around and looks at June.
June's been rolling around the Pokeballs in her pockets, kind of soaking all this shit in. And she looks at the group and she says, "Enough of this shit, okay? We're here. We're here to do a job. If there's one thing I've learned in my life, it's to leave the past in the past. Whatever we did on that mission, it's over now. Let's look forward. We didn't get the fucking electromagnetic radar. We didn't get your stupid schematics. Whoever has it, has it. What do we do now, Geneva?"
She flips through her notebook. She goes, well, since the electromagnetic radar is gone, we're trying to do some more intel research to figure out, one, who has it, two, what it's going to be used for. We've got notification from our Team Void and Johto that there's a rise of activity at the Cerulean Hydro, by the utility company Cerulean Hydro, that seems to correspond with the little incident at Fort Cinnabar. We're tying that uptick in activity there with the electromagnetic radar. The timelines seem to jive. Cerulean Hydro has been almost a defunct company until about 85 years ago. And they kind of had a meteoric rise for a utility company that was literally only dealing with one town at the time.
Utilities, you're talking...
Utilities
electric?
as in electric utility, yep.
Okay.
Cerulean Hydro's meteoric rise has gone from not only all the businesses and households within their original footprint, but has extended to all of Kanto. Irregardless of what utility company has fed your homes, your huts, your businesses near you, they are a proxy back to Cerulean Hydro. We think the electromagnetic radar has gone into this utility company's hands, and we don't know why.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what happened. We fought this kid, this guy named Max, who beat us down, and we found ourselves in a van of the military police, the government. They had to be tied somehow. How do we get from point A to point B? And where in between did someone take the radar?
Those are all things we're trying to resolve. We don't know who this Max character is. We have people looking into that. I don't know the answer to that question. I do know that the timeline between when you all went to search for the electromagnetic radar and were brought back here, in that 12-hour span, Cerulean Hydro arm that they have in Johto has all of a sudden seen a massive uptick in traffic, energy productivity, amongst other things that I don't quite understand about how electric works, and she just kind of shrugs. But we are, without 100% proof, connecting those two incidents.
So Jennifer, what are we talking here? Are we talking like another like infiltration mission kind of thing? What are we trying to get at? I understand what but like for us, for me and Jimmy and June, like, are you all going to send us in again? Is this the plan? Because last time we weren't extremely well prepared. I mean, we got there. We just didn't really apparently finish. It's just the way it goes sometimes. So is that the kind of thing we're looking at doing here again?
Yes. It might not be as clear cut as an infiltration mission. We're also not sending you to Johto. There's Cerulean Hydro originally had a power plant on the eastern edge of the continent. I guess Johto would be a continent. We'll say a region. East coast of the region. And we are trying to see, and we are going to have you see, if we can gauge the uptick that happened in Johto with a potential uptick that might happen in Kanto. We are, after the Done Right Food incident and this, we're starting to get the sinking feeling that the government has their hands in a lot more non-government things that we anticipated. And using all of these different avenues, the food sources, the energy sources, it's giving us a much... It's feeling like the vice is tightening around our necks of what we actually have freedom from the government. In what we have actually freedom from the government. So the goal that we're going to send you on is to that power plant. To relocate or to not to relocate, but to infiltrate and find out, are they going through similar issues? Why has the government decided to put themselves into a position to bolster certain utility companies versus others?
Geneva, are we in danger here? I mean, out of all the shit that went down, they saw us. They saw our Pokeballs. They can make the connections.
Danger here is in where you're located, or danger is in being a part of Team Void?
Void headquarters. I mean, our physical place.
Our physical place has been fairly kept fairly well under the radar. Pallet Town is almost deserted. There's almost zero reason for people to come here, and the reflection of this lab reflects one of complete abandon. Our infrastructure is built underground. We haven't ever felt any resistance or anything that would say, hey, they know we're here, we need to move. That being said, the government certainly knows who we are, and we know what they're about. So being a part of Team Void inherently probably puts you in harm's way when it comes to any branch of these, what normally would be separated from the government companies. If they are government involved, you that might be a quick way to find static. She flips again through her notes, and she speaks to you. Based on the intel we've gotten, that large influx of power source in Johto might be transferred to this Kanto plant to see that uptick in power output. We want you to try and find out what that source is, and if possible, stop its implementation. It's going to be a reconnaissance approach. Try to avoid conflict if at all possible. We do have a Void member that has infiltrated the energy branch of the government. However, the amount of time it took cultivating the relationships to get them there cannot be compromised. You three, however, and she just kind of,
Yeah.
we'll be flying you in under the cover of night this evening via Pokemon as to not immediately be detected being in airspace. You're going to head, once you land, you'll head east along Route 9 until you reach Hydro Town. From there, south to the power plant itself. When you think you've uncovered everything you can, call me on the VG watch for extraction.
Wait, okay, whoa, wait. We're going to be flying on these things?
Well,
These things...
not the ones you got.
Holy shit.
I think there is a small issue that we need to address that might have helped on our last mission. And that is, I think we need to put somebody in charge. Because when we got there and we was making our plans, we had 3 different plans. And I think that might have led to part of our, let's not say failure, but our inability to successfully complete the mission.
Geneva goes, she kind of like goes, fortunately for this one, Mortimer, there is no tangible activity you all have to do.
While that is correct,
Find out what you can,
I
and
agree.
once you think you've met that threshold, just call me. We'll get you out of there.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I think that when we are sent out on these missions, it would be helpful if we had somebody, a skilled and talented individual who could, kind of make the calls, for the group. And I think I nominate June. She's clearly the most talented with, her Pokemons. You all seem to have the most faith in her, and I'm too old for this kind of stuff, and Jimmy is extremely unreliable.
So Geneva does pause. She reaches out and she goes, okay, quick pause. While probably good to figure out amongst yourselves how you're going to approach these missions, I don't recall my watch going off once while you guys were in the food plant.
It was not part of the plan, which we didn't have. So
Any of the 3 plans.
But going forward, we are all adults here. We can learn from our mistakes, and this is a mistake that we have learned from. Now we know. The minute something goes wrong, we'll just call you, and you can bail us out.
I'm essentially, for out of character, the watch, for some intents and purposes, is kind of like Navi in Ocarina of Time.
Listen.
It yells at us inconveniently.
So I won't bother you inconveniently, and I'm not going to give you the house when you buzz Geneva in. But there are some questions that you can ask if you're not understanding what's going on, if you don't know what something is, if you need some clarification. They're like fucking buzz her up. That's
Look,
what
I'm just trying to put a command structure in place. That's all.
Brian, Mortimer. Navi is like the video game version of Clippy from Microsoft Word. Like when you need assistance.
Real fucking funny, Joe.
So after Geneva says, you guys can ring me on the watch as well, she just kind of leaves it be. You guys can organize yourselves as you want. I'm not saying that, but she's kind of just like puts her hand out, says that, and then kind of reels back. Are there any questions, any concerns, anything I can look into for you? You guys are going to have a day to kind of prepare, and we are leaving this evening around 11 p.m. So what would that be? 2300.
Do we have any disguises?
That is completely up to you. Plain clothing always seemed to work for us.
Is there something we can do to prepare for this? I mean, what do you recommend as far as preparations? Are there people that have gone on missions like that around here that we could talk to?
Specifically to the power plant, no. Reconnaissance missions, plenty of individuals have. And she just kind of waves her arm throughout the null and void as people are kind of trickling in, getting morning coffee, some food, things like that. And she goes, you can pick anybody's brain. I don't think they'll have, we've never been to the power plant in Kanto before. I don't think it'll be that specific to your mission. However, hey, anything helps, right?
Listen, boys, I don't know. I think it might be a good idea to just split up and try to figure out as much as we can about this place and about maybe people that have gone on missions like this and, what they would recommend, because this is obviously a first time for me.
I mean, it's what it sounds like is that we are going to be just trying to go and infiltrate another place that, like, I think most of the people that work there are probably just normal people. Just from what Geneva said, I mean, I don't know how much we'll get from all these other people. I think maybe we should just try and, rest up and get ready to head out. Might be the best use, and not stay up gambling half the night, Jimmy.
Fine. But so, this is a power plant. We're going inside the power plant. Yeah?
You might not go inside. You might just have to get near it. It's just to get information. It's an information gathering mission. We're not trying to put you in harm's way. If things start heating up, we'll get you out of there. It's just to gather information. If you can make your way in safely and you believe you can get out safely to get extracted, then by all means, you guys, it's up to you to gather as much information as you think you can about what's going on with these power spikes and if it ties to the electromagnetic radar or not.
And June, you are a mission leader for this mission.
You've got it. I don't know what that means, but I take that responsibility.
Geneva just starts cracking a smile as she's watching this like hand off of power within the group and how June's like, do I want to be doing this type of scenario? And Geneva's just kind of laughing at the whole not laughing, but like chuckling at it. She turns to you again, to all three of you. She goes, we're going to, like I said, fly you in there with Pokemon to stay out of detectable airspace.
Geneva, what kind of Pokemon are we going to be flying in on? Because I'm still trying to learn what all these are, and flying sounds awesome.
Mortimer, I don't know the answer to that. I don't prepare our traveling the Pokemon we use for travel. It could be 2 of one of another. It could be 3 of the same. Could be 3 different ones. I have no idea.
What is one of another? What is that? Can you describe that Pokemon to me?
Gonna have to. You're gonna have to scan it in with your watch when you see it, Morty.
Oh, I can't wait to see this one of another.
She goes, the closest we can drop you off is going to be on the eastern edge of Cerulean City. That puts you Route 9 over to the power plant, and you should be good to go. Now, caveat, asterisk for you, Jimmy, for you, Morty, for you, June. It's not going to necessarily be as easy as I just laid it out to be.
A food plant situation.
After the learning experience that we all had at the food plant, let's try and keep on our toes a little bit more, and take approach situations with just a bit more caution. Although it is a power plant and probably is staffed by a bunch of regular people, there's might be some more nefarious things working in the shadows. Just like we are. We are nefarious things working in the shadows. Right, Jimmy? And she just elbows you in the shoulder.
Sure, he elbows her back jovially.
You guys are cute.
And she just kind of slaps her hands on the table. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. We will be out of here at 2300. Meet me right back here. And she strolls out of the Null and Void and heads back towards the elevator.
Hi, everybody. This is Joe. Thanks for listening to episode 6 and rating, which helped us rise the ranks. And
Yes, choppy it is.
Choppy.
no, June turns to the two gentlemen and says, well, I'm going to try to find out some more information. I'm going to try to figure out what kind of things we can expect from a mission like this, maybe not identical to it. And I don't know, maybe get some training with my Choppy here.
Choppy?
Is that what you're naming?
I don't know what I'm going to name it yet. That's not a very good name.
Nope, it's Choppy.
I guess Choppy it is.
It's Choppy.
No, don't like that.
Nope. Done
Well,
that.
shouldn't have picked that as the Machop's name if you didn't like it.
Gotham is on the table just going.
Mean mugging.
And then she like snaps a look over at Jimmy like, you better not fucking do me like that.
June kind of whips around and just says, yeah, we'll figure it out. And she walks away.
Morty, Jimmy, what are you guys doing?
Morty's going to tag along behind June, just kind of loosely. Having basically just made June the leader of the group, Morty's just going to kind of follow along.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so everybody's following you,
Everybody's
June.
following
Well,
June.
I mean, otherwise, like if we all split up, then that's just more stuff for you, which is fine.
More stuff for me. I mean, I don't.
Okay, no.
Right?
Don't
We're
go
all
easy.
ad-lib, and like we derailed immediately. Like none of this is fucking like in my shit. That's why I got lost in my notes.
Derail?
Not derailed like the story, but derailed kind of the trajectory of where I was going with this.
Right.
So
Do not go easy on
we're all
Kirk.
ad-lib now, baby.
Morty's still going to just follow June, kind of hang, not too close, but close enough so people know like we're a team.
But you guys are in a fucking straight line like an elementary school going to lunch. June, where are you leading the troop?
Well, June was going to, I don't know, like Geneva kind of gestured to everyone around this whole floor. So she's going to look for people that are, I don't know, they look like they are mission goers. They are a similar group to ours, maybe a little bit more experienced, battle hardened. The tougher crowd, maybe ones that are looking over notes or maps or whatever, whether it be in the Null and Void. She's just seeking out those types of people that look like they've been through a lot of stuff.
Sure. So we're kind of out in the open right now. Like we'll out in the open in terms of this can kind of go in any direction. So describe the person or the individual that you spot that you think is the person you want to go talk to, and they'll exist, and we'll go talk to them.
Okay. I think I see some older gentleman, not Morty old, but
I mean, not like old.
No, it's not like close to death, but
What do
I don't
you
know,
mean?
muscular.
What? What?
I'm imagining like a Lieutenant Surge type character, like a General Patton, maybe in like a full black jumpsuit with a big V logo. I don't know. He might have some like patches on his arms just to show his years of service. Maybe standing against one of the tables, looking around, poring over a book or something. Just a hardened vet.
So you see a guy in a corner who's sipping a coffee and kind of has what looks like a map, kind of what is probably a huge piece of paper but folded down, and he's looking at about like an 8.5 by 11 portion of it, and he's sipping his coffee and he's like staring intently on it. Down each sleeve of his arms are just an array of like uh, military patches going from the cuff of his sleeve up to the seam of his shoulder. Brown hair, kind of like Guile, just brown hair, but like flat top and like kicks out to the front. And he is just all jacked up, kind of like what was it, Mr. Incredible or whatever from The Incredibles, like how he has like a tiny coffee mug. It's like a normal coffee mug, but to him it looks tiny. And he's just sitting in the corner of the Nolan Void, kind of say like diagonally to the other corner from where you guys were sitting.
All right, so June strolls up, whistles to Ricketts, and says, "Hey, coffee black, please." And waves over and takes one of the chairs next to the man and flips it around and sits on it backwards, and says, "What's the news?"
Behind you, you just hear a tussle as Ricketts and his primate Tug are just in a battle for no reason. They're just like fighting again, and the coffee mug is slammed in front of you. 2/3 of it is just gone, spilled over the sides from this tussle, and like the primate just like hops on the table, hops on the bar, and like just buzzes away. The guy doesn't even look up from the map he's studying, and he just kind of grunts. And he just doesn't pay you any mind. He's just kind of like a get to the point, like, why are you here?
All right, listen, buddy. I'm new here. My friends are too. They're right behind me. They don't know I notice, but they are behind me.
Jimmy waves.
And
when Jimmy waves, you just Jesus Christ. He's just kind of like, oh god.
what's your name? My name's June.
Okay.
Wait, what just happened?
He asked a name and I don't have one.
I think it's Guile. It's Guile. Done.
Jorts.
His name. He just goes. My name's Guy. Guy Lyle.
Guy Lyle. Sure.
June kind of takes a deep swig of her black coffee. It's really hot.
It's gone. Like there's barely any left in your mug.
That was it. All right, she finishes her coffee in one fell swoop and says, "All right, Guy. Well, like I said, June, we're new here. These are my pals, Morty and Jimmy, and we got an important mission coming up. We're supposed to. I don't know if we could talk about this. I guess it's all out in the open here in Void, right?"
June, you know how I got all these patches on this jacket? You know how I earned all these?
No, but I bet you're about to tell me.
He kind of smirks. I'm just fucking with you. I bought this jacket. This has nothing to do with us. I just thought it looked cool.
Oh, well,
and he takes another drink of coffee and he slams his mug down and he like kind of like flips his the map, kind of like twirls it onto the table, and he goes, "June, what the fuck can I do for you? You do got about 15 minutes before I got to go to the training ground, so fire away. What can I do for you?"
All right, Guy Lyle. Listen, like I said, going on a mission. I thought you looked like a seasoned vet, like you've been around the block a few times here in Void. Is that not true with this jacket story?
I just joined up.
Yeah. I'm brand new. No. He just laughs like, "Yeah, I've been here for a while. All types of missions. What type of mission you going on?"
We're doing kind of like a knowledge check.
It's
we're looking.
reconnaissance.
We're infiltrating a power plant with no disguises or layout of the power plant.
He looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, so you want to join this conversation? You're just gonna yell at me from afar." And he turns back to June and he goes, it's really tough to get the full picture before you go do anything. Glad to see they find you guys smart enough to do a knowledge mission. Or what? I've never gotten one of those. I'm more of the crash and boom type missions, but they don't really equip you with shit when they give you information. To be quite honest, you're really just kind of thrown out there to figure it out. But I like the direction that this place is going, and I was working in a factory until they picked me up. So I keep my mouth shut. I do the best I can with the information given and plug forward. As far as infiltrating, I've never worn a disguise. I really like this jacket. I kind of wear that as often as I can.
That's a nice jacket.
But for a knowledge thing, I don't know. Did you try asking around for information on the power plant around here? I don't know much about it. I'm not a really worldly fellow. I'm just kind of point me in a direction and shoot type of individual.
Guy, you are the first person I wanted to talk to. Do you know people around here that might know something about a power plant?
And he kind of rolls his eyes and he goes, Have you been to the Black Void Market yet?
No. That's actually the only place we have not been to.
That's fucking weird because everybody goes there the first day on the tour. But anyways, he goes, all the people that run the stuff here, Ricketts, Gertrude, Pierre-Luc, they all used to go on missions, and they're just kind of retired to still be a part and try and be a positive impact. I'm pretty sure Gertrude used to be a spy in the lady that runs the Black Void Market. She might be able to tell you something.
She flips her chair around, scoots it in, kind of pushes her coffee away, and she says, "Guy, it's been a pleasure. We'll go check that out."
He grabs you by your sleeve and kind of pulls you in. He goes, "What's wrong with that old one?" And he kind of like thumbs over, like just points over your shoulder, like, "What's wrong with him?"
She kind of leans forward and puts her hand up, and she just says, "Dementia."
Jesus Christ, they're really struggling to get people. All right, good luck. And he kind of like gives you one of those, and grabs his coffee mug and grabs the set of plans and is back to studying them.
All right. Well, she turns around to her brethren and says, "What do you say we go check out that market?" Finally.
Sure. Why not?
You lead the way, Jimmy.
Jimmy heads for the market.
Morty just stands there staring at Guy for a minute, just kind of lost in thought, staring at his jacket, and then just kind of turns and walks away.
Jimmy, as you enter the market, you immediately, like you take a couple steps in, and you just feel like a raucous tug all over the pockets of your jeans.
I grab the source of the tug.
You just barely miss snatching a cat-like Pokemon that has just kind of a golden nugget on like emblazoned in his forehead. And as you reach for it, it kind of hops onto your arm and then sits on your shoulder. And he looks over at an old lady behind the counter, and she looks at you come in. And she goes, "Oh, hello." Just she didn't slam her face in a pie first and do the full Doubtfire, but hello. How can I help you today?
Well, I heard there's stuff here we can buy. What do you got for us?
June kind of nudges Jimmy. It's like, "We're not looking to buy shit, Jimmy. We need some info."
I mean, we could also buy information.
I would like information for free and goods possibly for money, Jimmy says.
Okay. What information are you looking for? Also, all the prices are listed on the wall. She is now like, she's concerned for your like mental stability. Like, are these people normal? Why are they in here?
Gertrude, listen, I'm sorry for my friend. He seems to be very confused. I think he drank too many beers at 9 a.m. Anyway.
She just looks down and goes,
I know. I got dementia and alcoholism all around me. Gertrude, do you know anything about the Johto power plant? We were just given a mission to go infiltrate and find out as much as we can about the place. Apparently, there's some extracurriculars going on behind the scenes, and I met a guy, Lyle. Does the name ring a bell?
He's a dumb one. He's a dumb one.
Good. That's reassuring.
I mean, he's more of the point him in a direction and shoot type of guy, you know?
Right. Well, that's why he brought us to you. He said you may know a little bit more something about infiltration, about gaining knowledge from people that may not want to give it.
She kind of like looks longingly into the distance at a time where she was maybe a bit more sprightly, and the excitement of being out in the field kind of rushes over. She goes, "Of course, but first, everyone calls me Gert."
That's unfortunate, Gertrude, but I'll do it if that makes you happy.
She just points at you. It totally does. And she's
Gert.
thinking for a moment. She goes, "Power plant. Who runs?" And she's just kind of like racking her brain. Is that who? I've never been. Which one are you going to? Is it the one in Kanto, or are you going to a different region?
Did I say Johto?
Kanto.
I meant Kanto. Thank you, Jimmy.
And she looks over at Jimmy and goes, "He does speak. So Kanto, that started as Cerulean Hydro.
That's it. That's the group.
And she's thinking, she goes, it used to be, the outfits of the people that used to work there were blue jumpsuits. But those were the grunt people, like the people that would do the maintenance and utility line work." And she just keeps racking her brain. She goes, "Who was on top of that?"
While she's doing this, Mortimer's eyes just light up, and he reaches into his pocket and pulls out Tilly's journal and just starts leafing through the pages looking for a specific page.
And she's thinking, and she goes, I think, I don't know if Cerulean Hydro still operates the same. I thought that they partnered up and started expanding to other regions. So maybe the blue jumpsuit isn't right anymore, but street clothes are going to be a dead giveaway. There's equipment they have to wear to work on these lines. I don't know how far you're trying to get in. If you want to, I don't know. As a spy, I always tried to dress as nicely as possible and always assume to be the highest person in the group I was speaking to.
So Geneva tells us,
I found it. June, come look at this. It's in her journal. There's a drawing here. But it says Kurt. It's Gert. Tilly, Gert, did you ever meet my Tilly? She was a Team Void member.
Tilly. There was a woman that worked here named Tilly.
Yeah, I've been learning my letters, and I at first thought this said Kurt, but it says Gert.
Well,
Triumph.
I'm Gert. I'm
And
Gert.
he holds up Tilly's the journal, and there's a little stick figure drawing, but clearly it matches Gert.
She looks and is kind of like her eyes wide, and she goes, that's one of our old mission tracking journals. Like, and she kind of waves it on. Like, can I look at? I haven't seen one of those in ages.
Oh yeah. Here you go. He hands it over.
And she kind of like flips to the front and opens the front. What's that called?
flap.
Yes, front flap. Thank you. The front flap, and she sees Tilly's name written in there, and a date kind of scrawled on there. And she flips back through to the page where she was sketched in, and turns it over, and there is a very well sketched Meowth, which is the cat-like Pokemon that kind of accosted Jimmy when he walked in. So she goes, I remember that drawing. She sat right there in that corner, and it took her 2 hours to draw this. And she kind of turns it to everybody. And unlike the drawing of her, it's an incredibly intricately drawn Meowth. She goes, she always used to love to draw in her free time. If I remember right, and she's like looking up, she used to work on G6. She never really went out for missions, but she really took care of Pokemon, and she might have been one of the breeders too. And she's like back to kind of looking up in the sky, kind of racking her brain, but trails off.
Oh, Gert, that's so heartwarming to know that somebody else here remembers my sweet Tully. And he kind of grabs the diary and just kind of like wrestles it from her hands.
She's got that. She's not holding. She's got that weird like old lady rigor mortis grip on it as she's like not paying attention. As she's
like dead.
As she's not paying attention that you're trying to take it back, but still kind of like peering off up into the distance. You kind of get the feeling that Gert is much older than you, so maybe by like 15, 20 years. So might have been there for kind of Tilly's entire
time
with
Void.
within Team Void. Yep.
Well, June says, listen, this has been a sweet moment, but Gert, blue jumpsuits, do you guys sell those here? Is there something we can buy locally, or are we going to have to try to, I don't know, wrangle them from these people? Or something else that you can remember, maybe people higher up in the power plant? Because I'm pretty sure Geneva said that Cerulean Hydro still controls that power plant.
She's thinking again. She goes, if they still control the hydro. And she thinks, and she kind of stammers. I don't think, we don't have jumpsuits, but I don't think that would be the way I would do it. Because what if
How would you do it?
What if I would dress as I dress. I used to doll myself up really nicely, and I would put myself in the position of power within a group. I would automatically assume the role of their superiors, the higher up, always be the top ranking individual within a group of individuals.
All right, well, here's a question then for you. You've been there, correct?
To the power plant?
Yes.
No, I've never been there. Not to. No. She's been to other ones. She hasn't been to the Kanto one. Nobody from Team Void has been on Kanto, has been to the Kanto power plant. They've been to the other ones.
But to other power plants by Cerulean Hydro, correct?
Yes.
Aha. Would you say that? Okay, well, let's just assume similar schematics. Is there a place set apart from the power plant where maybe people meet up? Maybe someplace away from a mass of people where we could kind of, I don't know, acquire the correct uniforms or credentials in order to slip in and pretend we're at a high place of power?
I thought when you said acquire, I thought at first you said A space CHOIR, like the power plant employees met at the church.
Are acquired.
Met at the church to, sing.
The choir.
She thinks for a second. I don't know. They're not dropping you off at the power plant, are they?
No. Far away.
My best guess would be, I think your best bet is to use context clues that you learned from where you're dropped off. And do your best.
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I have no idea what to tell you.
She cuts Gert off. She says, Gert, you have been so helpful. Just like Guy.
We're going to go to the choir.
We basically know exactly what to do on this mission.
I think that if we had just listened to Geneva during our initial meeting, she told us that these people might have been some help, but really not. That would be something that we would just have to deal with when we get there, June. But good try. That's why you're in charge, because you are going to be the leader. But I am going to take my leave and get some rest before we head out for this mission. Gert, it was truly a pleasure to meet you. To know that somebody else here remembers Tilly just warms my heart. And he just kind of walks out and heads back to his room to get some rest.
June turns back to Mortimer and says, Mortimer, it's 9 a.m.
Just because you've been up for an hour doesn't mean I have. I've been up since 5.
June kind of takes her leave, says, thanks, Gert. Says, well, Jimmy, I guess this is just a matter of we get dropped off and we figure it out. We're on our own. Doesn't seem to be many helpful people around here. So I'm going to go train the new guy. And she pats the side of her jeans and walks off towards the training facilities. Or towards the elevator to maybe get some training.
Jimmy will go to the training facility too to try to bond with Gothita.
Oh, so June notices him following and just says, you want to train? You want to go against each other? You want to try this out?
Jimmy's afraid that if he loses, Gothita's going to be even madder.
Are you chickening out, Jimmy?
Yeah, sure. Why don't we fight your level 1 Machop against my level 2 Psychic type? Actually, yes, let's do that.
I don't know what those words means, but let's do it.
So you go down, you jump in the elevator, you go actually up to G1, and you walk down that long hallway, and you're back in the room where you initially started on your first exposure to Team Void, in that kind of open room. As you're walking in, a pair of 2 people are walking past you, leaving the training center, and just like saying how good of a training session that was. And one of them mentioned how strong their horsey is getting. I mean, you guys are open to do what you want. It's an open room, and you can do what you want in there.
So June walks forward, steps to kind of the empty space on the other side of the arena where this big empty space is between them, and she plants her feet, and she picks up Machop's Pokeball out of her pocket, and she kind of flips it up in the air, and she says, Machop, huh? And she releases him, and it in a big blast of light, he flies forward and lands on the arena floor, and she immediately scans him with her watch.
Machop. Machop's muscles are special. They never get sore, no matter how much they are used in exercise.
Nothing like a robot fucking stuttering.
So she smiles at that, and she says, you're a pretty tough little guy. Pierre did good. Why don't I call you Randy? Machop, Macho Man. Randy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you Randy. And he kind of like, he's doing the pumped up, like breathing in and out, bopping up and down, and he like kisses his muscles, and he's ready to go. All right, Jimmy, let's see what you got.
Come up with Jimmy sends out, but Gothita was already out. They've just been walking around together all day, him and Gothita and Timber. Jimmy doesn't like keeping his guys locked up. As far as her name,
Who's the goth girl from your high school? What was her name?
Probably don't need to be doing that.
Well, we went to an all-boys school, so
yeah, but
Trish.
we were in. That's I like that. We'll name the Gothita Trish.
So, Machop Randy Savage versus Trish.
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
welcome back, everyone, to You Meet in a Tavern Presents Void, episode 7.
Yes.
Yes,
I honestly
nailed it.
don't know.
I put in my notes, I put end of episode, which all I'd have to add is the number we're on there to never be confused.
That's
However,
way too much work.
I haven't done it. We're not going to do it moving forward. Joe, I think you handled the recap last time. Brian, I know you re-listened to the episode. So why don't you give us a breakdown, which in your words said, I think we regressed the story somehow.
I mean,
So-
we literally here. I can sum it up right here. Oh, is that backwards?
I can't.
No,
I just
see what
can't
it
read it.
says.
Oh, it just
This is
says
blurry.
nothing happened.
This is a podcast.
It just says nothing happened. So literally, we Geneva, called us all. We had a meeting. We went and talked to Guy Lyle, trying to get information about how to infiltrate this power plant that we're supposed to be going to next.
Guy Lyle, which I must say, on the spot, pretty good name.
That was definitely a good name. Definitely a good name.
Guy Lyle's coming back.
Absolutely useless in terms of giving us information. So then we made our way over to the Nolan Void, right?
The Black Void Market.
Or the Black Void Market or whatever, with Gertie, where we had some meaningful conversation, Mortimer and Gertie, about Tilly. Jimmy stood awkwardly in the back and refused to answer questions, and June took the lead in trying to ask how to infiltrate, where Gertie provided some amount of information. We bought literally nothing. We left there. Mortimer went to bed, and June and Jimmy are going to have a poke battle. All of the last 5 minutes where I've been talking could have probably been skipped, and we could have just on our way to the next mission.
Also, you went to bed at 9 a.m.
I woke up at 5 a.m. All right, I woke up at 5. All right, I'm old. I get up
He's
early.
awake for 4 hours.
Afternoon
Nap.
nap.
Totally. I usually get up at 8 to go to work, take a nap at lunchtime.
Yeah, Jimmy and June also got new Pokemon, which is what we're battling.
Yeah, that's
training up.
irrelevant to
Yeah.
me. I didn't get one, so it's all good.
Yeah, so
We
Joe,
didn't really get any tips
None.
busting down this power plant.
We're not busting it down. We're just supposed to go and look.
for what it's worth, because I was thinking about it quite a bit, there was definitely some worthwhile information that Gertie told you. For example, how she would approach situations, which is not try and blend in, but put herself in the highest position amongst the people she's with. Something else I was thinking about, Jimmy, you still have the Dusty Dugnut badge.
That's
fucking
true.
take that with you. Stuff like that. There was relevant pieces of information. You just refused to acknowledge any of it and then just beat a dead horse into a direction that you knew I couldn't go. So here we are. You guys are battling for some unknown reason.
Training.
So June and her Machop, which you named what? Calvin or something, and then embarrassingly had to change it.
No, I chose Randy for Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, but what was it originally?
yeah, was it?
Yeah,
I don't
know
remember.
because remember we all made fun of you. We're like, oh, that's cool.
Steve. I don't know. What a Calvin. I like that actually.
I'll put
use
it
that
in the
next time.
tank.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy with your new Gothita named Trish. So
That's right.
here we go. Roll initiative. That's where we'll start.
Let's do it. That is a 15 for June.
I got a 15 plus my modifier, which is 3, so 18.
You win.
So Trish. So, I'm completely out of this interaction. So I'm going to let you
Let's do
guys roll, narrate, do whatever you want, and I'll just step in when I need to. So describe your attacks, do all that shit. Tens, Jimmy with Trish, you're on the button. Take it away.
We should put their turns on a chess clock and give them each 2 minutes total time.
I've got a good eye on how much time this can take.
Cool. All right. Well, I send out Gothita, Trish. All right, Gothita. Well, how do we? So, here's something I just thought of. When we started this off, they gave us a piece of paper with our Pokemon's moves on it, and that's the only way we knew.
Yeah, you don't know
So
anyway.
no, it
of
has
their
to do with with the
moves are?
watches now. It has to do the watches now. The watch is like your Dex, your kind of computer. That's where all the information is stored and kind of gives you the heads up on it.
So I know
Correct.
what her moves
Once
are.
your
Okay.
ball has a Pokemon in it synced to the watch and everything's squared away with you personally, you're kind of like equipped with that info. So if that
Okay.
wasn't said, I'm glad you brought it up. We'll level set it again. That's where we're at. So you know your moves, all that stuff.
Okay. All right, Gothra, let's try. Let me just make sure I'm not looking at Wait, is Fake Tears a bonus move? Well, no,
This is why we're training.
Well, no, listen. You fake an opponent out with superficial tears, lowering their defenses. When activating this move, a target must make a wisdom saving throw against your move DC. On a failure, all attack rolls against the target are given a +5 bonus until the end of your next turn.
Correct.
Got it. I'm going to use confusion. Ballin'! 5.
That will miss. What
Okay.
happens?
You rolled a 2?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I sure did. Well, she puts her hands on the sides of her temples like so, and the whole room kind of shimmers as she does some psychic power, and then nothing happens to the Machop.
This blast of psychic energy just rushes towards Machop's face, and he just very quickly turns his head to the side, and June yells out, she scrolls through her watch, let's not waste any time, low kick him. And Machop just Naruto runs forward, just the black background's kind of flashing behind him, and he slides at the last second to attempt a low kick at the Gothra's legs. And that is a 15. I'm sorry, 17.
Oh, that's for sure. Oh, she has a pretty high AC, but that does hit.
Okay, that is going to do 6 fighting type damage.
So is that without cutting it in half?
Right, so 3.
3 damage.
Okay, sweet. So Machop just kind of sweeps her under the legs. Gothra staggers but does not fall.
Yeah, she kind of like, she's still got her hands on her temples, and she sort of, there's almost like a force, sort of like he hits, and it doesn't do as much damage as he expected it to, which Jimmy takes notice of, and gets him starting to think, even though, because we don't really know about type advantages, and he's like, all right, Gothra, let's try it again. Confusion. Fucking A. That's an 8.
That'll miss.
Okay. Same shit. She's still just standing there, radiating psychic waves out into the world, and not hitting anyone. Nobody's feeling any effects. She's just kind of straining really hard mentally, but nothing is happening.
Machop is just like jumping side to side, avoiding these waves, limboing out of the way, and June just yells to Jimmy, have a little trouble there, Jimmy? Can't take the heat?
I mean, she looks fine. You're doing great!
Randy just comes right back in for another low kick. And that is a natural 20.
That will hit.
Okay. Fucking sweet. So you're gonna take, okay, 2 things happen. First, you take the damage. So that's 6 plus 2, 8 plus, that's 10. So 5 fighting damage.
Okay.
And you flinch for the next turn because I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, good. This is going very well.
All right, you're up.
I flinch. Right?
No. Flinch in the system is a little bit different. You get disadvantage on any attack roll.
Oh, fun.
And
All right.
half speed.
Well, let's try another confusion then. That is a 17 and another 8.
That'll miss.
This is going really well. I'm rolling hot tonight. This bodes well for the mission.
June is getting confident. She kind of takes a few steps forward. Keep at him, Machop. Take him out. Another low kick. That this time is a 9.
Miss.
So Machop runs forward with confidence and swings his leg, but just misses as Gothra kind of bounces back with that psychic
All right,
power.
we're in it. Let's do it. Give him a confusion. That is an 11.
That will miss.
All of a sudden,
Oh, here we go.
beep beep boop boop beep boop.
Oh, shit.
Your all's watches go off, and Geneva's voice echoes over the watch. And she goes, I forgot to give you something earlier. Meet me back in front of the Black Void Market, and just cuts out.
All right, hold up
just
there, Randy.
Just when I had her against the ropes. All right, Gothita, you did great. Obviously, we won. Everyone can see that. You got hit, barely took any damage. Machop was clearly on the ropes. Let's get out of here. And we stroll out of the room.
And June just says, whatever makes you feel better, Jimmy, as Machop rushes back and gives her a wicked high five. And follows behind. She's not going to, after that victorious performance, she's going to keep him out of the ball for a bit.
Can I go to the Pokemon Healy place now?
So you guys don't have access to it yet.
Badass.
Perfect.
Badass.
But, Geneva took care of your Pokemon last time, so...
Yep. Cool. I'll head down to wherever she just told us to go.
So, the Black Void Market. So, you guys go down to G2, I guess. Morty, you're going to make your way there as well.
Yes.
Assuming your watch goes off and wakes you up. I have no idea.
Yeah. I'm a light sleeper. Mortimer's a light sleeper. It's good. He's there.
She, Geneva's there, and you guys kind of form. She's off to the side of the entrance. And once you guys all circle up, she's just like kind of a little like releases a sigh. And she says, listen, I wasn't my best earlier. I apologize. I'm just got a little worked up. For you guys did well for giving the information you had. And, we get another chance to make it right. I'm going to go over the mission again, make sure that, we dot all the I's, cross the T's this time. So I'll run through that with you again. And here's your pay for your first mission. And she hands you each a stack of 500 po yen. And
Did
I
we
need
not already
each.
get paid?
I'm sorry?
Did we start with 500 po yen?
You were given, when you joined in, you were given 500.
Okay.
So
this is
you
the
should
second
be
time we got
at
paid.
1,000-ish.
Yeah.
And I want you all, as you grab the stacks of po yen, to roll a knowledge and a perception check. Add those numbers together and let me know what you get.
So investigation plus...
Or excuse me.
intelligence plus...
Yeah, intelligence plus wisdom.
I'm going to give myself a solid 3 on the wisdom check.
Oh, damn. 17 plus 23 is 40.
It's even my intelligence plus 2. Badass. I got a 10.
What did Mortimer?
31.
Okay. So...
10?
So...
Yep. It didn't go great.
June, it hits you like a lightning bolt. And Morty, you kind of come to the realization, and this is obviously a silent realization within your head. You'll have to, Jimmy just grabs the money and shoves it in his pocket. But June and Morty, you notice the face on the dollar looks frighteningly similar to what Max looks like, the kid. Like the face is an older version of Max. You know what I mean? Like you're picking up a familial kind of vibe from it.
Geneva, I didn't realize this before. You just handed this, but we were trying to describe Max just this morning when you had asked about it. This is what he kind of looked like. And this isn't Max, but there's some connection here. Do you know anything about that?
And she looks at it and she goes, well, that's his name's Felix Avarice, who's the founder of Avarice Industries. It's kind of the
That's a good name.
the how do I want to word this? Avarice Industries is what's responsible for all that all that we see around you. It's kind of tied into it. It's kind of what started it all. Like started the technological infusion throughout the world. It kind of started off Avarice. That's who that is.
So he's like the CEO of a company, but his picture is on the money.
This is the bygones. Like, this is like the first, we'll say. Think of like George Washington, right? Like, he was a president, but he's not the president now. He was a president. Think of it that way.
Oh, he was a politician before he was
He's probably dead.
company guy.
No.
So-
So Felix, it was the CEO of this company. I'm just saying, think of it as he was the CEO. He's not the current CEO. He's in the past. He's a person of the
okay.
past. Yeah.
But he is like he's not like the president.
Correct. He was never a president or a politician.
Right. Okay, we're on the same page. Sorry, I was confused. I'm good.
But this isn't him. This isn't Max.
It's not Max, it's his dad or something.
Dad or something. Geneva, does the name Max ring a bell? Is he related at all to this Avarice Industries?
The name Max does not. That doesn't ring true with me at all. I've taken the notes down. I brought it to Kano's. There, we have people looking into it. But knowing that he looks like this helps more than, just the description you guys were able to give me. Definitely gonna pass that along. That's very worrisome.
The people that were the researchers, the ones that we had to take the electromagnetic radar from, were they with Avarice too?
Well, the symbol on those Pokeballs was like the government symbol. So it was what's bizarre to me is why were government folks doing this at the food at Done Right Foods. That's the link we're trying to piece together. Like, how much influence and how far into the daily lives of people has the government truly inserted itself? Like, we know what we see, but we didn't think it would be relevant to, like, food, for example. So these are all, I think we're seeing a spider web kind of form around our daily lives, and cutting through that web seems like it's going to be increasingly more difficult. And this Max character, if it has anything to do with the Avarice family, that's bad. That's bad for us. Because avarice, in our minds, effectively equals government. And if they knew you guys were there somehow, and he was the one to cut you guys off, that's something we need to look into and keep in our back pocket, because that is not good for us. Because we always thought we were operating in the shadows, and we knew of them, they didn't know of us. But this might be a sign that that's not true anymore.
She kind of grunts and shoves the Po Yen into her pocket. Just giving like an eyebrow raise, really confused about why Max might have looked like this guy on the money, but...
So she's kind of like shaken a little bit, and she's thinking, and again, pulls out her notebook and jots a couple more notes. And she goes, guys, again, real quick, your mission for tomorrow, reconnaissance mission, try and go in, try and go out. The closest we can get you without interrupting airspace or being picked up on Pokemon is dropping you on the edge of Cerulean City. So that's where we're going to drop you off. You're going to head east along Route 9. You're going to reach Hydro Town, which is kind of like a shanty town. From there, you just go south, and that's where the power plant is.
And remind me exactly what we're trying to figure out.
I mean, we don't really know, right? We're supposed
getting
to.
there, Jimmy. Let me give you the best information I've got for you, and we'll try and delineate from there. So based on the intel, there's a large power source that is being transferred to this plant from the Johto power plant. We need you to find out what that power source is, and if possible, stop its implementation. We want you to take the reconnaissance approach and avoid conflict if possible. We do have a Team Void member on the inside that should be a part of this transferring of the power source. However, we can't compromise them because of how far they've infiltrated into the government themselves and into the energy sector of the government, and we can't give up that valuable resource or that individual. So they might be there to bail you out, but under no circumstance are you to out them as a Team Void member or in cahoots with you. That's what we've got. That's what we've got.
We won't let you down this time, Geneva.
Geneva, like, slaps a hand on your shoulder. She goes, I genuinely appreciate that. And she again, I apologize again for my attitude earlier. This is something I'm incredibly passionate about, and I all the things you have experienced is incredibly worrisome to us as an organization and what we're trying to accomplish. And it seems like our road ahead has just gotten a little bit harder. So with that, she says, Fritish preparing, take a nap, get what you need to together. We leave at 0300, and I'll meet you down. Meet me on the elevator, and we'll go down together to get you guys situated on your Pokemon to fly out.
All right.
She slaps Jimmy on the back, and she's walking back towards the elevator.
Hey, wait. Question.
Geneva hits the brakes and shoots a look over her shoulder.
We were playing around, doing a little play fighting, a little training fighting. You know how, Pokemon, we do fights with them. Got a couple scrapes and bruises on my Gothita. Anyway, we got time to heal her up before we leave at 0300, which I believe is a long time from now.
Correct. So you're correct in the time assumption. Geneva doesn't say that. She goes, yeah, no problem at all. Just return Gothita to your Pokeball, and I'll take it, and I'll have it back to you when we're getting ready to go.
Jimmy does that.
She takes it. And this is out of character just as a DM. Joe, do you want her to take a Machop to restore the PP of the, low kick and stuff?
She kind of looks down at Randy, and Randy looks a little weary, but she says, what do you think, buddy? You want to go take a break? You did good back there. And he nods, and he kind of shrugs his shoulders and just trots off after her. And June tosses Geneva the Pokeball.
She catches it, returns Machop, and she goes, I'll see you guys in the middle of the night, and we're going to get rocking and rolling. And she hops on the elevator and goes. Side note, again, I wanted to bring you guys back to the Black Void Market. I know last time you were kind of on a knowledge thing, but you guys do have some more money now. So if you wanted to purchase items, Gertie is in there ready to sell them to you. You should have access to that Google sheet I sent out with all the submitted items and things like that. It should be pinned in the Discord. So you guys can take a look at that if you want.
Where? In what part of the Discord?
So in the Discord, you meet in a tavern. Go to the content season 2.
Are we in the market right now?
You're next to it. I'm allowing you. Like Geneva left, you guys are back to your own devices until you guys tell me it's 0300 and you guys are ready to actually go.
All right. Well, so Jimmy goes into the black market and he's looking at the thing on the wall. And remind me the shopkeep's name?
Gertie.
Gertie. Let me ask you something.
God, no. Yes.
Hello. Yes. Hello. We spoke before. I'm Jimmy. I have a question. I'm looking at your sheet here. And there's all these berries which are talking about types, and immunities and things like that. Is there are there any reference materials so that I as a character can understand what it means for there to be, say, I mean, I understand what a fire type attack is, but what a dark type attack is, a psychic type attack. What does that mean for us? You've been around the block.
She doesn't say anything. She just taps her own watch, and she goes, "That's the best tool you've got." So use it as like your Pokedex that you have on your phone. You can dig to some level some of that information out.
Is there like a type chart in our watch?
For the sake of argument, what we can say, there's a list of the different types.
Okay.
Like there's a reason you were only using confusion against Machop, right? Like we have to
me the person, yes.
Correct.
But Jimmy does not know that fighting is bad against psychic. Although, I guess he noticed that the low kick...
The watch sorts it out, context clues. We'll say the watch provides some of that base level information for you guys to make intelligent battling choices.
Okay. So you guys can go ahead if you want. I'm just looking through the list.
I am as well.
Mortimer is going to buy him some guard specs. For Rick
I did
Ghastly.
notice this on... there's 2 guard specs on this sheet.
Oh, there is?
There's one at the bottom
That's the one
and
I
there's one from my manual.
Oh, I just saw the choice. What does the one from the manual do?
So the one in the manual prevents, like, you can't be frozen, you can't be paralyzed, you can't be whatever.
Is there? Do you
Any
have like an
status
assault
ailments.
vest or a guard vest or anything on your list?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna call it just a guard vest. Then is what it's gonna be.
Oh no, I need the one. I'm going to buy the one at the bottom. I need them to be specs of some sort.
Well, the guard specs, the guard specs in the game are not spectacles, if that's what you're thinking.
No,
they are.
it doesn't matter. That's what I need it to be.
Wait, is what we're talking about that there's two different guard? Yeah, so there's two.
So
just make the one at the
I
bottom.
was just trying to make one up that like is a simple AC boost.
Yes.
And in my mind, I was just like guard specs, whatever, because there's choice specs above it, so I just used that. But
Gotcha.
I'm changing it to guard vest.
No, I need it needs to be specs.
I agree that it should be
It needs to be spectacles.
guard.
Trust me.
Okay, so
I'm learning that we are view only on this spreadsheet, so I cannot change vest to spectacles.
Ooh, call them like
okay, so
we need another word for spectacles.
nope, I've got it.
Ocular blockers.
So I updated them. They're just called blue blockers.
That's what I'm buying. I am buying those for
that's
Ricky
awesome.
Ghastly.
I also buy a pair for Timber.
Are there multiple pairs of guard specs? Or blue blockers?
We'll say they're pretty. I don't want to say run of the mill, but if you all want to buy a pair of those, yes, you can.
We will look ridiculous.
Well,
June's not
do I
buying
want
any of that.
No, I don't want that. I decide against it.
I might buy a couple potions, but that's it.
Okay, so like 2 potions.
June buys 2 potions for 600 pokey.
Box of jelly donuts
So the box of jelly donuts
is strictly better than the potion, and there's more than one of it.
But they can't be used in battle.
That's true.
They can't be used in battle. That is to note. And also, that price should probably be honestly higher. I changed the price of the jelly donuts to 500.
I'll still buy them. Expensive ass donuts.
Okay, Tins, is that all you're getting? Is that all Jimmy is buying?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to my money. Besides that.
Okay. So just a quick rundown again. Morty has bought the blue blockers to give Rick Ghastly +1 AC. Jimmy has bought a box of jelly-filled donuts, and that was submitted by Professor Herb. And then June has just bought 2 potions. So
Morty's also going to buy 2 battle deleters.
Okay. She literally just hands you a large bottle, an unlabeled bottle with clear liquid, and a rag. She just goes, you put some of this on the rag and hold it over your Pokemon's face.
It was submitted by Team Finch. Got to buy it.
And it was, submitted by Team Finch.
Team Finch.
So that's what the battle deleter is. It's chloroform.
Cool.
So I think we finish up the black market and futz around for the rest of the day, grab a few beers, eat some lunch, enjoy it, get some rest. You guys want to do anything else before 3 a.m.? Morty probably takes a couple more naps.
No, I skipped my afternoon nap knowing that I got to go to sleep earlier because we're getting up at 3, not 5.
Oh, there you go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 7. This is Joe, your June. Hope you're enjoying listening so far. Just want to give a special shout out to our $10 or more patrons, our master trainers on patreon.com. These people donate financially to the show and get a little shout out here. So thank you so much. Jonathan Zeman, Andre K, Jello Crew, Kurt Nolan, Tarkin Davis, Darth Nate, No Comis, Holly Roxana, Rockin' R's Woodshop, Strive for Honor, Max Bender, Mary DeMao. Oh man, I royally fucked that up.
Well, at 3, like we'll say 5 till 3. Beep beep boo doo beep beep. Meet you in the elevator, and she's When you guys hop on the elevator on G3 out of your quarters, Geneva's already there. Jimmy hands your Pokeballs back to you. Said they're in good shape now. Presses G6, scans her watch, presses G6, and down you go to kind of that basement where all the Pokemon stables are. She leads you out, leads you out of the elevator, and kind of leads you off to an area to the left, which kind of just has like a beam of a moonlight shining through it, which kind of looks like it's a straight shot up. So instead of like the ramp that you guys took with the Dodrios, it looks like it's just kind of a tunnel for flight Pokemon to just make a straight up exit to kind of fly out. And
Exciting.
as you guys walk over to this area, a young lady with just kind of like close cropped brown hair, like a leather pilot's cap, goggles, leather jacket, fur lined, like essentially just like a spitting image of Amelia Earhart.
I was just thinking that.
And she's got those like small little like thick, or the small little leather kind of racing gloves on. And she waves you over, and she kind of lures out with just these small reins, 3 white and light blue, huge throat-sacked bird Pokemon with just like an enormous throat sack, kind of like a dumpy body, but pretty large, powerful wings. All 3 of your watches kind of light up at the same time as you kind of train them on these 3 birds.
Pelipper. Pelipper is a flying transporter that carries small Pokemon, people, eggs, and other things.
I'm making this up because it doesn't say people, but I need it to say people.
This Pokemon builds its nest on steep cliffs facing the sea.
And then it like shuts down. The like Team Void aerialist kind of hands the reins to each individual, just does like a 2-finger salute to Geneva, and she walks over and kind of rips on a lever, and you just hear like the top of where the moonlight's kind of, that glass where the moonlight's coming through just kind of folds open, and Geneva like helps you mount the Pelipers, and without much of anything else, she just says, "Remember to avoid conflict, and if you need me, buzz me on the watch. Good luck." And she slaps the side of Morty's Pelipper, and it just rips straight up out this tunnel, and all the other 2 kind of fall in suit and take flight towards.
June just yells down, "Is this safe?"
And you can just kind of see Geneva waving and laughing as she's enjoying the pale, gaunt look you guys have on your face as you guys just tore off into the sky on these bird-like Pokemon.
So we're riding them. We're not in their mouths.
No, you're physically
not, like,
on it.
hanging out of their
In
mouths.
their mouth is kind of like a bar with a leash or the reins.
Yeah.
And you guys are flying over. As you guys peel north from Pallet Town, flying over a 6-lane highway connecting the shopping metropolis of Celadon City and Fuchsia City. After a while, you see the incredibly bright lights and tall towers of Kanto's capital, Saffron City. The tallest building with a brightly lit sign, Avarice Industries. So in my mind, I kind of pictured it as like the Stark building.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a super tall building, and it just has kind of that Avarice Industries on the top. Soon the bluish hue and smog and bustling nightlife of Saffron is left behind, and the Pelipers turn further north towards the intended destination of Cerulean City. What was once known as the Floral Lagoon City, with clear blue waters touching its northern edge, the salty sea air filling your lungs, is a gray, sad town with a lifeless chill. The ocean has retreated, and skeletons of boats lay along the former shore as a ship graveyard. Smack in the middle of Celadon City is a 12-floor corporate building with the words Cerulean Hydro across the front and a massive billboard on top of it. On that billboard, a caricatured lightning bolt with wide eyes and a wide smile in the middle of a dance proudly claiming Cerulean Hydro, Kanto's most affordable and readily available source of power. Looking down, you see rows and rows of residences with their porch lights on, very few stores cutting up between the repetitive rectangular houses closely patterned together, resembling lined-up dominoes before the cascade. Slowly, the Pelipers bank downwards and to the right, bringing you to an abandoned plot where a building used to stand nearest the path of Route 9.
Can we perception check if we see, because we're looking for stuff? Can we perception check to see if we see anything interesting as we fly over the plant?
Oh, so you guys didn't fly over the plant?
I thought you.
No, we
oh,
just see
didn't.
it. We see it in the distance.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Far in the distance.
You don't see the
Or
plant at all.
we've just seen the tower.
You haven't seen the plant.
We didn't see the
Correct.
plant at all.
This is just
Okay.
just a corporate building in the middle of Cerulean City. Is where it is with that billboard on top.
It's just
Got
a
it.
billboard for the plant. Okay.
As we land, Mortimer hops down off his Pelipper and he looks down at his watch. He goes, beep, 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 beep.
Geneva, yeah. It kind of sounds like she was a little drowsy. Maybe she was nodding off.
Jennifer, we landed. Just wanted to let you know that we made it here safely and to make sure that these things would still work.
Like, the line just cuts out, and she doesn't respond, and the Pelipper you just hopped off, just back in the air, just like the Dodrios. Like, it's very well trained, knows exactly what it's supposed to be doing, and it takes back off.
June releases Aaron kind of to the side, checks in. He kind of looks up at her, still a little weary from getting knocked out a couple days ago, I guess. And she looks to the boys and she says, all right, so Geneva said, correct me if I'm wrong here, she said head east down Route 9 to Hydrotown, right?
That is exactly what she said.
Sounds right.
Well, let's get after it.
So as you hop on your Pelipper's gone. Jimmy, I assume you follow suit.
Yep.
It's going to be a very base level kind of perception check, if you don't mind, everybody. I just need somebody to pass it.
7.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
16.
All right. So Jimmy and June, you quite easily see you're kind of in the rubble of a building that kind of has some statues that are kind of broken down. You can't really tell what they were. You can just kind of see like the carved granite blocks. But as you look kind of past the rubble you're in, where you would anticipate kind of the exit of the city to be down this Route 9, is just this very tall, broken and busted wood fencing that's incredibly tall, 20, 30 feet high. And quite simply, there's just an armed guard standing kind of in the gateway or the pathway of that old wood fence to the route that you are supposed to take, or that you believe you should be taking.
And he does not see us, correct?
Correct, no.
Jimmy starts dusting off his dusty Dugnut ID, and he does that visibly so everybody sees. And he's like, guys, I think we know what we have to do.
I think that we put June in charge. June, what do you think that we should do?
June kind of lowers down to the ground and says, this seems to be Jimmy's forte. I'm kind of sad to say it, but I think he takes point here.
Okay. So how far are we from the guard?
I mean, an easily walkable distance, whatever, we'll say 100 yards, like it's irrelevant. If you want to do something in concealment right now, you can. Like, he doesn't see you, you're good.
But he's gonna see us walking up.
At some point he will. Right now, you're completely fine.
All right.
I'm going to do a perception roll to see how quickly he sees you all come up on him.
So
if that's your strategy.
Quick brainstorm. We could go with the Dugnut thing, or you could be one of the Avernus relatives coming to surprise inspect the plant.
One of the what?
One of the Avernus family members. You know, the name on that big tower up there? Avernus?
Avarice.
Avernus?
Avarice.
I mean, this schmuck probably won't know who a Dusty Dugnut is, but, you know.
Can you do an investigation check to check out his uniform, see if it's what group he's a part of?
Yeah, is he military?
I mean, yeah, do the investigation check.
I got a 12.
I got a 14.
Okay, so those are both kind of the same. I was going to, for the full description, I kind of in my mind penned a 15. So what I'll say is it looks very familiar to the same garb that the guard was wearing that Morty tried to scare with Ghastly before he ran away.
Government.
You can't tell if it's a specific department or group, but that's what you see.
Perfect.
All right, here's the plan. Here's what I think the plan is. Morty, get Ghastly out. He can go like into stuff. Have him like hide in the ground or in a rock or something. He's back up. We're gonna talk our way past this guy, and if things go south, he's gonna be there, with a lick or something.
He'll be there.
What do you guys
He'll be
think?
there to spook him.
Just to,
Spook 'em.
just to say to clarify, we said semi-permeable things with Ghastly. The ground and a rock, I wouldn't quantify as that. But the fence, that tall fence, it's kind of like an old wood fence, kind of slatted. I would say he can permeate through the fence. Just
Okay.
for description purposes.
All right. Well, Morty, you send Ghastly to creep, and we just walk up, confident as can be. That's the plan.
Okay, and you guys have your Pokemon out for this?
No, hidden.
No, yeah, June definitely returns. Aaron, she says, "Sorry, bud. We'll take you back out in a second."
Okay.
Actually, hold on. They're not hidden. I display the Pokeballs prominently on my belt.
Interesting.
Rick pops out of Morty's pocket and then just kind of goes flying off, kind of, making his way over around behind the guard without being seen.
Okay, so the Ghastly permeates through the fence and is like behind, and is like on the other side of the fence. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Let's walk up.
So you have the Pokeballs prominently like on your belt. Is that correct? Okay. June, do you have the same thing? No Pokemon out, just Pokeballs in the forefront.
No, absolutely not. She's behind Jimmy, so doesn't see him flash his Pokeballs. Just kind of following behind.
Okay.
For now, staying silent. Always with her hand around a Pokeball in her pocket.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So Jimmy strolls up confidently to the guard. Doesn't even look behind him. Assumes June and Morty are behind him.
Okay, I'm gonna do so as you walk up, I'm not gonna do a perception roll. We're gonna say you get within 15 yards, and the guard kind of like snaps over. But I'm gonna do an investigation to see if he sees the Pokeballs, what his reaction to that is. Okay, so natural 20. So he sees the Pokeballs, but like he sees the Pokeballs and notices that something is wrong with them. Like, he's seen a Pokeball before, so that's not what's giving him pause. It's that they don't look like the ones that he's seen before. So his grip.
Well, I don't know that.
Right. So he sees you and he just shouts over, and his grip kind of tightens around the firearm that he's holding. He goes, "You guys shouldn't be this close to the fence. It's the middle of the night."
Okay, well, Jimmy pulls out the Dusty Dugnut ID, holds it up high so that he can see he's holding an ID, keeps walking, doesn't slow down, and he says, "We're military police. Nothing to worry about."
Give me I guess that would be deception, please.
22.
Okay, so that works. He's like, and he kind of looks at his watch. He goes, we weren't expecting a round of inspectors this late. I thought you guys were coming at 10 a.m. So he kind of like rears back a little bit. He still has a pretty big grip on, a pretty strong grip on the gun, not lifting it towards you. But he goes, I normally the inspector doesn't carry Pokeballs, but those don't look like the ones that I've even seen before. Is that new?
Jimmy puts his hands up in a conciliatory gesture, and he's like, "Son, it's a special inspection. Nothing to worry about. We do these off hours so that, you guys can't prepare. It's still nothing to worry about. Totally routine. We do carry Pokemon for protection. They're government issue. Nothing for you to worry about. We'll be on our way."
He goes, "Huh,"
and just strolls past him.
He kind of moves over, and you hear him mumble, like, I could have sworn the ones I've seen before are red. And you're kind of getting the idea that he might be speaking to like that blood red color that the scientist Pokeballs were. So like he's confused. Those just don't jive. And as you guys are walking past him, he kind of lets you through reluctantly. He's a little confused. He shouts after you, and he goes, "Is the inspector still showing up at 10?"
Jimmy turns around and he says, "Yeah, the regularly scheduled inspection will come too. This is, as I said, a special inspection. Shouldn't be anything for you to worry about. They'll be along for the regular inspection later today as well." And he kind of waves. Bye.
June, like interrupts real quick. Says, and he probably doesn't know about us. We were from a separate division. We're inspecting something totally different. If you ask that guy about who came earlier, chances are he's not gonna have any idea who we are.
Jimmy kind of gives June a subtle elbow in the ribs. Like, we're past him. Let's go. We're just going.
June, you don't get to free roll off of Jimmy's deception. So June, go and give me a deception.
Ooh, I got a +2 in that. That's not bad. 7.
Okay. Hold on. Let's just see how smart this guy is. Okay, I rolled a 13 +1. So he goes, what division are you in? Like, I have to catalog every inspection group that comes through.
June elbows Jimmy right back in the ribs.
We are in the where are we going? Power plant. We're in the energy sector special investigations division. You probably haven't heard of us. As I said, we're a secret division. We do surprise inspections. The whole point is that you don't know we're coming. If you knew we were coming, it would defeat the whole purpose. So
he's like, they really made you take the long way around then. And he just kind of shrugs. He goes, I'll make sure the investigation crew, the inspection crew that comes at 10 knows you guys are here. And he marks down the words you just told him, the group you're in and everything. And he just kind of waves over his shoulder and turns back to look to the town.
Totally fine. We'll see you later. And he grabs June and just pulls her along with him.
June is about to say something else, but shuts up as she is pulled from Jimmy.
So
Mortimer just kind of follows along, and he starts whistling, and Rick just comes flying up by his side behind him.
So this asphalt kind of pathway out kind of slowly turns to a dirt road. And as you're walking along, these kind of like fence posts with, some barbed wire going between them kind of sprout up on each side. And you just kind of see more green space than you guys ever remember seeing in your lives, just kind of expanding on both sides. And almost on that queue, to your right-hand side, you see kind of like an old faded sign that just says Moo Milk Mile. Like, welcome to Moo Milk Mile. And it's like degraded, faded. It hasn't been touched up in decades. As you continue down this dirt path, you start just hearing these mooing noises. And you look to your left and to your right, and give me a perception check.
8.
9.
Natural 20.
Okay,
Nice.
so Jimmy, your gut reaction is to kind of train your watch on kind of the noise you hear. Like, you're like, that's an unnatural noise, something I haven't heard before. You actually train your watch on that noise that you hear, and it promptly fires off.
Milk tank gives over 5 gallons of milk on a daily basis. Its sweet milk is enjoyed by children and grown-ups alike. People who can't drink milk turn into yogurt and eat it instead.
So we're in a big, like, basically Route 9, all this green space. Oh, June doesn't see that, so scratch that, everything
No,
I
but
just said.
you would definitely hear his watch go
I
off.
would hear his watch. That sounds like a cow.
Are there cows in the Pokemon universe, or is it just milk tanks?
We'll say there's cows. There's some level of cows. It doesn't really matter for the context of this, but Jimmy, since you rolled so high, even if it was a moo to Jimmy, even if it was a moo to Morty and June, you noticed a difference, and you're like, that's not what a cow should sound like. So from the description, it sounds like it might be a cow, but your watch went off, so you also know it's a Pokemon. So that's what the red flag is there.
So we know cows exist, but you are just told.
So cows do exist, independently of milk tanks.
Correct.
There's like regular animals in this world.
Yeah, I think we talked about that at the beginning of the campaign.
That's right, because we were talking about birds and shit.
Right.
Yep, okay, got it. On the same page. Well, Jimmy points out to the squad, hey, these are Pokemon. Cows. They're like cows, but they're Pokemon.
June kind of looks around and she's just like calculating, like cows, green space. She's like, "What is up with this place? We flew in, and it looked like nothing but waste and dead land."
I don't know what these
bones.
cow things are that you all are talking about, but I think that we should continue on and try and achieve our objective. We don't really want to fail. Well, not we didn't fail last time, but we don't want to be unsuccessful again. So, like, we could search out this milk whatever milk tank, but I think we should just kind of continue on to our objective. And
I mean, Morty, you're right. I'm just pointing out that this is totally different than what we flew in on. That's all I'm saying. Bunch of green space, cows. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. I don't know about you.
I worked in a mine my whole life, so no. But I don't think we should get distracted here. I think we probably should try and get distracted at our destination.
All right. Well, let's keep going.
Okay, so you guys continue down the path. It's still pretty dark, but the sun, since you're actually walking east, the sun kind of starts coming up in the morning. And as the sun rises higher and higher into the sky, we'll say it's about 6 a.m. now. So it's just starting to beam through. 6 a.m. That sounds about right. Starting to beam through. You start seeing a couple cows, like that you guys have maybe seen in a book or on TV or something like that. But peppered in are these kind of bipedal looking cows that are much larger, much more powerful. And could you all give me a perception check first?
That's a 4.
Okay.
An 11.
Okay.
15.
Okay, so June, you start you notice on these mill tanks, there's these silver bands, like metal bands that are going around their necks. And in the middle of the band, kind of in their throat, in the front, is a red orb. Give me an investigation or knowledge check, whichever one you want.
A natural 20.
Okay, so you look, and your initial reaction is that's a security device. Like that's there to limit the power of this Pokemon. You know it's a Pokemon now, and it's like a dampener to it. So you notice
domesticate it, maybe.
You don't know quite the details, but you know that it seems restricted. It's dampening it. It's maybe doing something to it. But it's definitely a negative.
Do I see this on any of the other cows?
The normal domesticated cows do not have these. It's just the bipedal mill tanks that are trudging around.
Yeah, I quickly just point that out to the group. Says there's something going on here with those Pokemon. Look at that thing around their necks.
Jimmy says, "Huh, that is interesting." Oh.
And we keep walking.
Keep that up in the brain case. Think about it later.
You tread forward for maybe another hour or so. The Moo Milk Mile, completely deceptive. It's more than a mile. You guys are just still motoring. But as the sun is a little bit clearer a little bit higher in the sky, we'll say 8 a.m. You kind of come along a farmhouse or a house that's kind of along the road. And that's farmhouse is to your left. It has just a short walkway from the broken spot in the fence to the front door. And so I mean, you kind of see that in the distance. It's to your left.
Do we see anything like further off in the distance, or is that like we're just straight road and greenery? Just the farmhouse blocking the way.
So the farmhouse isn't blocking the way. It's not in the way. It's just to the left-hand side, inside the fence line.
Okay.
In the hazy, you kind of see a hazy distance. In the haze in the distance, kind of like the heat haze, is just up in the air are just two kind of like you just kind of see the top half of a pillar with like a blue orb on it as well, and there's like two of them. Kind of looks like one's on each side of the road, but that's again pretty far in the distance.
Is there anything about the farmhouse which is interesting looking. Is it just a house, just a farmhouse?
Yeah, it's just like the thing that's interesting about it is you haven't seen any other sign of somewhere where a person would be besides this farmhouse.
Like the city we're going to.
Correct. Like this is just kind of a
This is our
one-off
first
thing that looks like a house. Like that's for humans. It has nothing to do with this farmland that we're seeing. That's what's special about it. That's what's giving you. That's kind of what your initial thoughts about it is. Pretty innocuous, other words.
Well, what do you guys think?
Well, obviously that we could stop and try and maybe see if the person inside this farmhouse, if there is a person, has some fresh coffee going. Take off our boots, put our feet up, or we could continue. But like the person, if there's people in there might be some information that we could gather.
That's true.
I'm going to defer to June.
My only concern, Morty, is this whole route was guarded. So I don't know if they're part of this, if they maybe are just being protected. I mean, they might know more information about the city, power plant up ahead.
I mean, like, there's got to be people here to like milk these cows and take care of these milk tanks. I mean, somebody has to be here taking care of these, and it's not that god where we came in. So,
well, Morty, I think out of the three of us, you probably have the prettiest face, the most loving, kind-looking face. Why don't you go up there, knock on the door, see what's up?
I don't know if we
up.
should do that. I don't think we should do that. Jimmy objects to this plan.
Jimmy, your objection is noted. However, for this mission, June is in charge, and Mortimer just
that is what you keep saying, which I never agreed to. Good luck. We're gonna get caught.
So Mortimer, as you get closer to the farmhouse, you notice kind of above the walkway is just a sign, kind of kind of in a crescent above it, and it says.
Before you continue, I'm gonna remind you that Mortimer can't read. So he does not know what it says.
So I'm just you see a sign with letters.
Yes.
For those of you that can read, it says Amarillo Farm. And kind of as you get closer, just all of a sudden from around the back of the house, you see this younger kind of dark complected man riding up on a Pokemon that is kind of like a horse, but like in your first mind, you're like, is that a horse? It's not a horse. It's got kind of these black and white stripes on it, and he's got this big like grass straw like sun hat, and he peels up and he goes, howdy, you don't look like you're supposed to be here.
Well, me and my friends here, we're just passing through, making our way to the city. So I was just wondering maybe if you had like some coffee or something somewhere where we could rest. We've been walking a long time.
You're curious, fella. I do got coffee, but I mean, if you got past the guard, you should probably be here. And he just hops off, and Brian, your Mortimer's watch goes off as you kind of cue in the Pokemon he was just on.
Blitzel. When thunderclouds cover the sky, it will appear. It can catch lightning with its mane and store the electricity.
But he just hops off of it, and he kind of swings like the little half gate open. He goes, come on in. And he just smacks the shit out of your back, and it just walks you into the house.
As they're walking in, my name's Mortimer. What's your name? I've never seen a Blitzel before. That thing's amazing. Where'd you get that?
Yeah, well, around here at Amarillo Farm, it's just me and a couple other people from my family. Everybody calls me Yellow. Kind of like a varmint Yellow, but like it's more endearing than that. And he just kind of shrugs like, Blitzel, all my family has a Blitzel. Everybody has that. And he just kind of looks around. He goes, did you notice the cows that are on their back feet?
I was in awe. I was confused. Like, what's I saw that little thing around the neck. What's that for? Like, why? What does that do?
So I'm going to pause on that. Has June and Jimmy followed up? So as of right now, Yellow doesn't know there's other people.
Jimmy just
I
rolled
did
his
say me and my
eyes.
compatriots when I
Oh,
started
I'm sorry.
talking.
Okay, I didn't
So
hear
we're
that.
not all inside?
No, so as far as I'm concerned, he pointed. So I didn't catch him say compatriots. He pointed over your shoulder. He like registered you all. Didn't really seem to care that you guys were there. Like if you guys want to come in, it doesn't seem hostile. He's just like he like acknowledges you, but he slaps Morty on the back and he's walking in with him. So you guys are to follow if you want.
Jimmy loudly sighs to June, gives her a meaningful look, and then goes inside.
June is already walking up to the door
Okay.
by the time Jimmy looks.
So as he's kind of like closing the door behind Morty, June, that's kind of when your foot kind of hits the frame and kind of keeps like, oh, decided to join us, did you? And he swings the door open and he goes and he starts making coffee and he goes, now, Mortimer, let me tell you about those collars. Those collars keep the mill tanks from going all crazy or having me and my family who know quite a bit about farming Pokemon how to use them against all the inspectors that come through. They're kind of like a cataloging thing. Keeps them from being able to do any of the cool stuff. You know, like if you know what a Pokemon is, like Blitzel, he used to be able to shoot lightning back in the day, my parents tell me. But now, just kind of ride him around because he doesn't do anything else. Can't make milk out of him unless you play that weird game with his tube sauces down there. It's not the kind of milk you want to drink. And he's just making coffee, and you're just like sticker shock at how just kind of matter-of-factly he is at all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. June kind of takes a cup of coffee gingerly and just looks at him. I didn't catch your name. We were outside. What did you say your name was?
Everyone calls me Yella, but not like a varmint Yella. Like it's like an endearing Yella, you know? And he pours Morty a cup of coffee and hands Morty a cup of
A
coffee.
varmint Yella. What? Anyway, she takes a sip of coffee. Yella, I can't help but notice, we are government inspectors. We do have Pokemon.
He just looks at you right in the eye and goes,
and Jimmy says, power plant inspectors.
He looks
power
right
plant
at you and goes,
inspectors.
no, you're not. But he could care less. Like he's like, that is wrong on its face. It's fucking incorrect. And he doesn't give a shit. He just
Mortimer
keeps
just
going
starts
on.
kind of like looking at June like,
Well,
kinda,
okay, forget I said that, but I can't help but notice that you have Pokemon. How'd you get a hand on Pokemon? They're super rare.
The Amarilla family, we've had Pokemon as long as I can remember. We produce all the milk and wool here for all of Canton. My whole family runs this farm. And technically, the Pokemon aren't really ours, but, it's kind of in our lineage, so they let's just say the government tasks us to do something we used to be able to freely do before.
Is that why they're guarding you?
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon aren't a surprise to me, but you can imagine what would happen if those Pokemon got out in Cerulean City or anywhere else.
Yella, like I said, me and my compatriots, we're just making our way to the power plant. You know about how far it is from here? Can you tell me anything about it? Like, I can't really see it. They just said, kind of follow the road.
Yeah. So you're going to keep going down the way you've been going. Go towards the sun. You're going to see two big pillars. They have these blue, fancy, shiny things on top. Go across the bridge, and then you'll get into Hydro Town. I don't go there. They tell me to stay away. I got plenty of farmland. I'll venture out here. Go to Hydro Town, and then just south of Hydro Town is the power plant.
Jimmy leans forward and gives him a little wink, and he says, well, can I ask you, if we were headed on that route you just said, is there anything or anyone good upstanding government inspectors such as ourselves needed to be aware of?
You're not a government inspector.
That's why I winked. Did you see me wink?
Spin that yarn with me, boy. And he goes, well, now Hydro Town. Hydrotown, a lot of people don't know this. I know this because I'm right next to it. Hydrotown, that's where they put the rascals of the community. It's a prisoner's work camp. Is where what it is. It's a prisoner's work camp, and quite frankly, they put them to work in a power plant.
Okay. Wow. Fascinating.
Yeah, I don't need to get mixed up with those kind of characters. I got the government on my ass too much as it is. The fact that me and my family are the only ones that really get to handle Pokemon. I mean, they're glorified animals at this point, but it's still kind of cool. But I don't need to venture over there.
Yella, I'm gonna speak straight with you. All right.
Shoot.
You seem like a Yella. You seem like a really nice fella. I'll just be honest.
Yeah. Kind of like winking a gun. Yeah.
You like Pokemon, right? You love Pokemon. You love what they do. They will love what they can do for you.
I like farming.
With Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Like if Pokemon weren't here, how would you get by?
I've never really thought about that. Honestly, I mean, my family's been running this operation out of the farm for decades and decades, maybe even thousands of years. I don't know. But I know that my family has always been allowed to use the Pokemon for farming. Make all the wool and milk you can do.
June, I think maybe we should just, thank Yella for providing us with some good time, some time to rest, and some good conversation, and maybe continue our way to the power plant. Maybe we can stop back by and see Yella on our way back out.
So is that out loud? So does Yellow hear you say that to them?
Yeah.
Okay. So Yellow goes, well, I mean, 1 second. You guys know a lot about Pokemon. You guys got Pokemon?
Why, of course, we're power plant inspectors with the government.
Jimmy,
We know
every time June spills a little tea, Jimmy just rubs the bridge of his nose.
After Jimmy spilled the whole cup.
So you guys got Pokemon? That's cool. And that's where he leaves that. He doesn't go into DD. He's clearly just like pinging back and forth based on conversation. If you guys want to do an insight check, you can, see.
I would love to do an insight check. I want to see how trustworthy this guy is, because June was about to tell him some stuff.
Jimmy rolls a 14.
Okay.
21.
Okay. Morty, do you want to roll?
No, Morty trusts him wholeheartedly.
Okay.
He brought us into his home, shared a drink with us. Totally trustworthy.
Jimmy, you get this feeling, not as strongly as June, but Yellow is 100% above board. He doesn't give a fuck about what you guys are doing. He's like, he knows that you guys are inspectors is a fucking sham. Like, he doesn't care. He's kind of just like happy to see new people. That's like clearly not with the government is kind of like the vibe you get. Nothing nefarious about him asking about your Pokemon. Like he's just having a good time conversing. A 100% above board is the feeling you're getting from Yellow.
So as they like turn to leave, June's gonna turn back to Yellow and say, "Hey, Yellow, thanks for the company. Appreciate the coffee. You didn't see us. We're special inspectors. No one's supposed to know we're here. You got
Jimmy rolls his eyes. He gives Yellow a little shrug, like this guy, this girl pointing,
And June is constantly looking back to Jimmy to like this glare that's like, "Am I doing all right? I'm really trying here." And she says, "Yellow, you got any of the, you look like you really run a great ship here. You got any of that milk? Maybe we can, take a little sample. Tell people on our way what you're all about. Get you some more business."
I can get you some milk. That's no problem. However, can't really have people finding out what the government has us doing here. The whole Pokemon thing's a big no-no." And he like elbows you like, "Let's keep." He's like, let's not say anything about that now.
Oh, no. Normal cow stuff. We totally understand. Totally understand. We got to keep our Pokemon stuff under wraps as well. You know what I mean?
Jimmy, I'm a cow guy myself. I totally know what you're saying.
So I know Moo Milk has a stat.
Yeah.
So what is that, Joe? Do you know? It's a pretty potion, if I'm not.
It's pretty good. Hang on, let me look at it. It restores 50 HP.
Okay.
The price on it is 1,200 po yen.
Holy moly.
Okay,
normally.
so I'm gonna say he gives you like 1 milk jug of moo moo milk, which at your discretion you can give it half to a Pokemon for 25, or
Okay.
half, or the full thing for 50. And he hands that to June.
25 what?
25 HP. It's just a
HP.
flat. It's not, you don't roll dice or anything. It's just a flat
Oh.
amount. So if you give the whole thing to your Pokemon, it'll restore the 50. If you give half, it'll restore 25.
Perfect.
So he hands that to June. He kind of reaches into his fridge, and it has like, Yellow's secret stuff on it, kind of like Michael Jordan's like water bottle from Space Jam. And he hands that to, which Yellow secret stuff is just obviously like, he's like, it's funny, and he hands it to you. And then he goes, now you be nice and you share this with this hip little looking gentleman here. And he kind of starts ushering you guys out, and he's like, now if you guys don't hurry up, the inspector for the 10 a.m. should be pulling up any minute now, and he's here to do his daily catalog of all the Pokemon, and I don't care that you're here, but he might. So he
Yella. She stops him for a second. Yella, could you do us a real good favor? Real big favor?
what's that?
Could you stall him as much as you possibly can?
I think I can do that. And he just has like a shit-eating grin that's not popping across his mouth. And he kind of like looks and he goes, oh yeah, Kevin's coming through today. I can get Kevin. And he ushers you, June, he ushers you out, and he kind of like pushing Jimmy. And Morty, he's kind of like seemingly intentionally lines you out this way. And after Jimmy walks out, he closes the door and he goes, Morty, I got something for you. And he leads you back further into the house. He kind of goes through past the bedroom, past the restroom, kind of out the back door. And it's kind of this pen, like an animal pen. And he points over to the corner and he goes, nah, that one there is not a farm of Pokemon. And I can't do anything with it. And when they come and catalog it, them government motherfuckers are going to take it. So, I mean, if you could do something with it, you're more than welcome to. And he's like, I don't know. I think you might carry it out of here. He's just like, fuck, I don't know. He's like, I don't know how you're going to leave with it, but.
What is it? I don't know.
So you train your watch on it.
Yep.
And when the watch goes off, you just hear Yellow go, ooh.
Nose pass. Nose Pass's magnetic nose is always pointed to the north. If two of these Pokemon meet, they cannot turn their faces to each other when they are close because their magnetic noses repel one another.
And he goes, Yellow's like, that watch just tell story.
It's really more of just information. Whenever I see a new Pokemon, it tells me what it is and kind of a little bit about it. It's really amazing. I've never had anything like it. Just got it, not too long ago.
I'm gonna have to get me one of them. He's like, I'm gonna get me one of them.
Morty kind of looks at Yella and kind of gets excited. He starts slowly walking up to this nose pass. As he approaches it, is it like moving or anything? Is it just kind of literally just sitting
It's just
still?
kind of in the corner, just putting around. Like it sees you, and it's just, again, not hostile or anything. It's just like just kind of puttering around.
Yeah. So Morty's gonna walk up to it and boop it on the nose. Boop.
It's a big nose.
With the Pokeball, or just like
No.
with your finger?
With my nose.
Oh, with your.
Eskimo kisses.
Okay, it like closes its eyes and kind of like pops up and goes, kind of like it's like a shrill, like a shrill of excitement. Just me, like that's it.
like Swedish Chef.
Correct. No, well, it's not like a herp. It's more like a beaker.
Right,
it's more like a beaker.
Beaker's who I was thinking of.
All right. I'll give you a name at some point. It's gonna have to be very creative, because for our band. But I'm gonna take you with me and keep you safe.
And I just kind of like start tapping him with the Pokeball.
it kind of goes like tink tink, and then on like the third shot, you actually hit this kind of like center orb that just like cracks open, and it pulls in, and it like when the nose pass gets sucked into the Pokeball itself kind of pops out of your hand and is laying on the ground, and it starts shaking like. And then you see your watch light up, and it registers nose pass into your Pokedex, and Yellow is just floored. He is like, "What is all that stuff?" He's just completely blown away by whatever he just saw. And you now have a level 1 nose pass. However, your CR rating isn't high enough to actually be able to successfully use it.
Okay.
But you have a very friendly, docile nose pass, and I will allow you to choose its nature. But it's a very nice, amicable Pokemon. Very unlike Gothita, who is a little angry at Jimmy. It's just got a very friendly demeanor. It's just kind of happy to be here.
We're gonna go with cheerful.
Okay. Yellow looks down and is watching and goes, "You need to get out of here." And he like ushers you back through your house, kind of shoves you out the front door. He follows you out, closes and locks the door behind him. He jumps on the Blitzel that's still up front where he hopped down, and he leaps the fence, and he kind of like tips his straw cap at you guys as he's racing towards a figure you see walking up in the distance. So what you assume to be that inspector is walking towards, and he's taking off to go cut off Kevin, the inspector.
So June turns to the other two real quick. He's like, "All right, we are late to the game. We spent way too much time with Yella. Let's get going."
Jimmy says, "All right, I agree. Let's double time it."
You're right, but it was totally worth it. I got a nose pass.
I don't know what that is.
It's a
You can tell us
Pokemon.
on the way.
That sounds great.
It's
that
amazing.
Sounds great. Let's talk about. Let's walk and talk. Let's walk and talk.
Now we want to walk and talk and be all about the mission. I got
All right,
something
Mario, let's
super
go.
cool.
Let's
I
go.
wanted to walk past the farmhouse. I'm glad we went, but we gotta go. We gotta go. Also, can I just tell you guys? Jimmy is walking as he says this. June, we will talk about a little something called operational security later. However,
We also talk. We're going to a fucking prison?